Wah.
Wow.
Howdy. How's it going, chat?
Hello.
I totally didn't set up super
Oh,
last
hi.
minute or anything.
I just want to remind you to drink your fucking water today.
No way.
Thank you for the water, Redeem. Haha. Joke's on you. I was ready. The reason I'm late is because I went to get water.
Okay.
Got it.
Hello.
Thank you for the water, Redeem. Howdy. Let me quickly go through and say hello to everybody. Hi, Kenji. Hi, Alan. Hi, Mystic. Hi, Frostheart. Hi, Recluse. Hi, Cynical. Howdy.
The cynical?
Hi, Cryo. The Cynical Bunny.
The
Yes.
cynical? Shit.
Howdy. Hi, CW. Hi, Jack. How's it going? Lamau, the Cynical? Yes, the Cynical.
The cynical.
Yeah, I also ordered food. That's also part of why I'm late. Mocha, don't blow the candle out.
Oh, sorry. I'm too excited.
I see you going for it. We got the mood lighting going with the candles and stuff. We're gonna read creepypastas today, and I got my two friends. I got Mocha and I got Miles.
Hello.
I got the M gang. I got Eminem over here.
M&M's.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Close collective coming in hot.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys ever read creepypastas before?
I read Jeff the Killer when I was like 9 years old, and then I had nightmares for like a week.
I haven't really read much creepypastas. I've mostly been watching like horror YouTube videos. That's what I've been doing.
So I've never, ever read a creepypasta.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know anything about creepypastas. And I'm relying on you guys today.
Okay.
To teach me the way. This is the creepypasta.com website.
Mhm.
Okay, they have a website. I didn't know they had a website.
Oh yeah.
Very,
They're
very
official.
old school looking website. I was thinking I could go on the Reddit, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like the Reddit's the best way to like look for stuff or what.
I mean,
So I was just like, I'm just gonna go on the website. Why not?
I think this was the website when I used to read them. I think.
Yeah.
I
I've
think
mostly
so.
for me, I've mostly read stuff on
Okay.
Reddit, so this is my first time seeing this website.
So there is recent stuff on here. Like this one's from fucking April 27. That's what, like a week and a half ago. There's some new stories on here. They're not all
Wait, can you sort by rating?
ancient.
We can.
I can.
I know some of the classics if you want to read the classics.
Oh yeah, show her the classics.
Give me some classics.
Okay. We got Ben Drowned. That's a classic. Jeff the
How do I
Killer.
search?
The backrooms,
Famous creepypastas.
bedtime.
Ben Drowned!
Drowned. Oh, that's the one.
Alright.
There are literally only three. There are only three famous creepypastas, guys.
Yeah, why
Alright,
are
Moko.
they... Bro.
Mogo, why don't you read this one since you're the one familiar with it?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
47 minutes. Holy shit.
Holy shit!
It's okay. We'll have the commentary, guys.
Well, how about we take
Wait, hold on.
turns?
Let me make sure I got the whole thing on here. Hold on.
Yeah, we could take turns. Yeah.
Backrooms
Oh,
is
green
recent?
paragraphs?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Backrooms is recent? What's Backrooms? Isn't that the video game?
Nah, kinda. The video game was
is
based on the
off
creepypasta.
of- Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
And the reason why there's a video game is because the creepypasta.
I thought that was based on an SCP.
SCP is basically a different
I'm
version
not
of
sure which
creepypastas,
came
let's be real.
first, actually. I think it
They're
might.
kind
Let me see.
they're kind of on the same wavelength, you know.
Do some
they're
research
different.
here.
They're different, but kind of, similar, kind of in a sense.
Weird white bar on the other side. There you go. That's good.
Oh, the Backrooms is an online urban legend originating from a creepypasta. So the creepypasta came first, videos came after, and then the video game.
Yeah, I'm assuming the video game came
I
last.
see.
They're gonna make a movie about it too, right, or something?
Siren Head counts as a creepypasta? Do Siren Head? I remember Siren Head. That was like a meme.
I think that was a creepypasta. That's where that originated from as well, I think.
Lot, there's Masky, Jane the Killer, Sonic.exe,
Smile Dog!
Austin Jack. Being sent back to 2012 Deviant. Dude, I wasn't on the fucking internet. Like in my youth.
I was...
And it wasn't because I wasn't allowed, it was just I had better shit to do. Like, no offense.
I was clinically online as a child.
I was also clinically online.
No, dude, I don't know, man. 2012, like, I was getting mugged, probably. Like, you know?
My fucking god.
Bro, I would go to the library, hop on the library computers, play Run on cool math games, and read creepypastas.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I grew up like in the ghetto. I think 2012. I think I was watching Dragon Ball. Maybe I was like going back and like rewatching like the old Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
I like ordered it. Yeah, I think that was around the time that I was like ordering it on. Fuck, was that before or after? Like Netflix got rid of the like mailbox like DVDs. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about? You guys remember that?
I think so.
When like you could like order DVDs on Netflix and they'd send it to you, and then you could drop it off at like a mailbox like after you're done to like return it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never experienced that. It was
Yeah, mail rentals from Netflix. Yeah.
okay. I never experienced that. Netflix was not a thing like where I live.
Everybody's got such good shouts in the chat right now with all the classic creepypastas. It's bringing me back.
They still have the DVD service. My parents' friends do it because they're old. I feel like you're calling me old, but I'm not gonna say anything. I already said something. Yes.
And Ginny.
But
Ginny, have you ever watched analog horror?
what does that mean?
Okay, I gotta show you sometime. It's really good.
Anyway, Mocha, would you like to start us off with the first paragraph?
Okay. Fine. Okay, yeah. Finally, after a long day, you get a moment to yourself. You take a deep breath, sigh out the weight of the day's pressures, and collapse onto a beanbag.
I think the BGM is too cute. Wait, hold on. Let me turn off the BGM.
Get some ambient dark
Yeah.
shit or something.
Yeah.
No. We're just gonna have the silence. You guys are gonna hear the silence of like ow, my fucking tattoo. You're gonna hear the fucking silence of like the inside of your house and like the wind, and you're gonna be all
Oh,
scared.
wait, I have some good ambiance.
Yes.
What you got? It's gotta be stream safe. Don't forget, I'm on. Oh my god, it's the fucking chair. Your model. Your model.
Wait, let me see.
What the fuck are you doing, Mocha? Bro, Mocha's being the creepypasta right now.
I present you a new creepypasta. The chair.
What the fuck?
The chair. Oh my god.
It's making me intermittently sad and happy.
Rosita equals 60 years old gilf? You know what? At least I'm a gilf. I'll take that. I accept that. Analog Horrors is Mandela catalog? No Mega Park?
I've watched the Mandela catalog. It was kind of fucked up, not gonna lie.
That sounds familiar.
It is fucked up.
It was pretty fucked up.
Okay, you know what? Let me change my
Dude,
setup
yeah,
here so I
Thomas,
can
you're
rock.
right, we can't make a whole song with that. Dude, one day I'm gonna get a fucking recording of Mocha's chair, and I'm gonna send that shit to fucking Sign Senpai, and he's gonna fucking make a beat out of it. I'm gonna drop the hottest fucking mixtape onto that.
Can
What you gonna name?
take part
What you gonna
in that?
name it?
Absolutely.
What you gonna name it?
What am I gonna name it? Grandma's home.
What was
fair.
that game that we played? I had sex with your grandma?
Oh, right. I remember seeing that. I'm in love with your
dead
grandmother.
grandmother.
I can love
it. Like no other.
Oh my
I'm
fucking
in love with your dead grandmother. If only I could be her lover.
Wow.
You just fucking like, you just set me back.
Yeah,
dude.
same.
Holy shit.
Bro, I'd block that out
I
of
was
my
ready.
mind. I'd block that entire game off of my mind and suddenly it reminded me.
You just set me all the way back. All the memories. Everything came back.
My fucking god.
Holy shit. It hasn't even been that long. Wait. Dude, you know what's fucking weird to think about? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. It's been more than half a fucking year since that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Sex with grandma?
Isn't that weird to fucking think about? I felt like it happened so recently. That was during the last fucking, like, donathon thingy that I did.
Oh yeah, it was. I forgot
Dude, that
about
was so... It's so weird to me that it's already been, like... I've already been part of Lucid longer than I've been a part of... Like, longer than I ever was a part of Haven X.
Yeah.
That's weird to think about.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like when you're stressed, like time, even though time goes by faster,
It feels longer.
it feels like, yeah, it feels like a longer amount of time. Like I recall, for example, like I can recall more information, and it felt like a longer time, like 6 months I worked at the mall, compared to like the 3 years that I worked at like my like local store. Cause I worked at my local store for fucking 3 years, but that didn't feel like a long. Like I look back on it, it didn't feel like a long time, you know. But it was a long time.
Yeah.
Wacky. Anyway, okay, now you can read now.
Thank you, like
My food may or may not arrive while you're reading and then cause me to interrupt you, but it's fine. You can go ahead.
Alright. Finally, after a long day, you get a moment to yourself. You take a deep breath, sigh out the weight of the day's pressures, and collapse onto a beanbag, lifting the controller to load up a game and enjoy some much-needed escapism. This time, however, escape might not be so easy.
Oh no, is this SAO?
The true horror. Having to watch
This time, you have loaded
SAO.
up- This time you have loaded up an old retro game that you bought from a garage sale. A lesser-known offshoot from a well-known game franchise that you've always had a soft spot for. Unfortunately, though, you are clearly not the only person who had affection for this game, or even the only one exploring the game's pixelated reality. Because on the game's leaderboard, another name, the name of the game's previous owner, flashes brilliantly. The previous owner has left his mark on the game, but has not necessarily left. As you continue with the gameplay, glitches begin to appear. Operations and scenarios that shouldn't be possible begin to unfold, and increasingly, you get the feeling that although it is in your hands on the controller, it is you who is being controlled.
Suddenly, the screen changes. An oddly discordant tune, warped by the slow drag of playing backwards, rings out from the speakers, and a face, at once familiar and somehow changed, appears on the screen. As long crimson streaks of fresh blood drip from the eye sockets of the face, staring forever outwards seems to see without seeing, staring at you, through you, into you. It is at this point that you begin to realize you shouldn't have done that.
Hey, oh. Wait, was that just like the synopsis?
Wait, it might have been fuck!
I think that was just the synopsis.
Alright.
That was it.
stream.
Is this
I
where it
think
starts?
this.
Is this
I
where it
think so.
starts?
Ben drowned part 1. That should be it. I think.
That's probably it, right?
For 1 day 4.
Yeah.
Appearances and origins.
Okay. So here we go.
Okay, I need your help with this. This is not copy pasta. This is a long read, but I feel like my safety or well-being could very well depend on this. This is video game related, specifically Majora's Mask. And this is the creepiest shit that has ever happened to me in my entire life.
My turn? Or you're doing Jenny?
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, my turn. Having said that, I recently moved into my dorm room, starting as a sophomore in college. My friend of mine gave me his old Nintendo 64 to play. I was stoked, to say the least. I could finally play all of those old games of my youth that I hadn't touched in at least a decade. His Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and a rather shoddy copy of Super Smash Bros. And while beggars can't be choosers, needless to say, it didn't take long until I became bored of beating up level 9 CPUs.
Oh my god, that's long. Okay. Excuse me. That weekend, I decided to drive around a few neighborhoods about 20 minutes or so off campus, hitting up the local garage sales, hoping to score on some good deals from ignorant parents. I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, fuck yeah, F-Zero, and 2 other controllers for $2. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the neighborhood when one last house caught my attention. I still have no idea why it did. There were no cars there, and only one table was set up with random junk on it. But something sort of drew me there. I usually trust my gut on these things, so I got out of the car,
Hi, Andy.
and I was greeted by an old man. His outward appearance was, for lack of a better word, displeasing. It was odd. If you had asked me to tell you why I thought he was displeasing, I couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about him that put me on edge. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that if it wasn't in the middle of the afternoon and there were other people within shouting distance, I would not have even thought of approaching this man.
He flashed a crooked smile at me and asked what I was looking for, and immediately I noticed that he must be blind in one eye. His right eye had that glazed over look about it. I forced myself to look into his left eye instead, trying not to offend, and asked him if he had any old video games.
I was already wondering how I could politely excuse myself from the situation when he would tell me he had no idea what a video game was. But to my surprise, he said he had a few ones in an old box. He assured me he'd be back in a jiffy, and turned to head back to the garage. As I watched him hobble away, I could not but notice that he was selling what he was selling on his table. Littered across the table were rather peculiar paintings, various artworks that looked like ink blots that a psychiatrist might show you. Curious, I looked through them. It was obvious why no one was visiting the guy's garage sale. These weren't exactly aesthetically pleasing. As I came to the last one, for some reason, it looked almost like Majora's Mask. The same heart-shaped body with little spikes protruding outward. Initially, I just thought that since I was secretly hoping to find the game at these garage sales, some Freudian bullshit was projecting itself into the ink blots. But given the events that happened afterwards, I'm not so sure now. I should have asked the man about it. I wish I would have asked the man about it. I'm gonna get my food. Hold on, be right back.
Should we wait for Jenny?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, let's wait for Jenny. Okay.
Hello, chat.
So from that one creepypasta, this whole story came out on a 4chan board, huh?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I think somebody posted this somewhere. Everybody thought it was real. You know, that classic internet. You know, how the internet used to be classic. Where somebody posts something that they just totally made up and everybody's like, oh my god, it's real! Oh my god! But yeah.
I'm back. And I just want to say...
Yeah.
This all feels familiar. I think someone told me about this story once. And I think my exact response was, uh-huh. Cool story, bro.
That's
wait.
probably what you could respond to every creepypasta ever.
Yeah. This all feels like super... Like, the story, just like bits and pieces of it feels super familiar. Like almost nostalgic as if I, read it before.
I see.
But I know for a fact I've never read it because I don't recognize any of the actual, details.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
But, like, the whole, like Majora's Mask and, the game's haunted and blah, 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 blah. Like, I've definitely heard this before, probably working at GameStop from somebody.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't doubt. And I think my exact response is probably, Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Alright.
I love these old stories because everybody, like, people would make up these stories, and the internet was really gullible back then, so everybody was like, "Oh my god, it's real," and everybody was, like,
God, it's
genuinely
real.
scared,
Wait,
and
you're
it's
saying
so beautiful.
okay, you're saying as that people in the internet aren't gullible now. They still are.
Yeah, but back then, it was literally, like, people would post these things, and the whole internet was just like, "Yeah, I believe them."
That's fair. Alright. After staring at the Majora-shaped blot, I looked up at the old man, and the old man was suddenly there again, arm's length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit I jumped out of reflex and I laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It was a standard gray color, except that someone had written Majora on it in black permanent marker. I got butterflies in my stomach as I realized what a coincidence this was, and asked him how much he wanted for it.
The old man smiled at me and told me that I could have it for free, that it used to belong to a kid who was about my age that didn't live here anymore. There was something weird about how the man phrased that, but I didn't really pay any attention to it then. I was too caught up in not only finding this game, but also getting it for free.
I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical since this looked like a pretty shady cartridge, and there's no guarantee it would work. But the optimist inside me interjected that maybe it was some kind of beta version or pirated version of the game. That was all I needed to be back on Cloud 9. I thanked the man, and the man smiled at me and wished me well, saying, "Goodbye then." And at least that's what it sounded like to me. All the way in the car ride home, I had a nagging doubt the man had said something else. My fears were confirmed when I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine, and there was one save file named simply Ben. "Goodbye, Ben." He was saying, "Goodbye, Ben." I felt bad for the man, obviously a grandparent and obviously going senile, and I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson, Ben.
Out of curiosity, I looked at the save file, eyeballing it. I could tell it was pretty far into the game, and almost all of the mass and 3/4 remains of the bosses. I noticed that he had used an owl statue to save his game. He was on day 3 and by the Stone Tower Temple, with hardly an hour left before the moon would crash. I remember thinking that it was a shame that he had come so close to beating the game, but he had never finished it. I made a new file named Blink out of tradition and started the game, ready to relive my childhood.
For such a shady looking game cartridge, I was impressed at how smooth it ran. Literally just like a retail copy of the game save for fuck. Literally just like a retail copy of the game, save for a few minor hiccups here and there, like textures being where they shouldn't be, random flashes of cutscenes at odd intervals, but nothing too bad. However, the only thing that was a little unnerving was that at times the NPCs would call me Link, and at other times they would call me Ben. I figured it was just a bug, a fluke in the programming because of our files getting mixed up or something. It did kind of creep me out though after a while, and it was around after I had beaten the Woodfall Temple that I regrettably went into the save files and deleted Ben. I'd intended to preserve the file just out of respect of the game's original owner. It's not like I needed 2 files anyway, hoping that that would solve the problem. It did, and it didn't. Now NPCs wouldn't call me anything. Where my name should be in the dialogue, there was just a blank space. My save file name was still called Link, though. Frustrated, and with homework to do, I put the game down for the day.
So I have a cookie in my mouth. I tried playing the game again last night, getting the lens of truth and working my way towards completing the Snowhead Temple. Now, some of you hardcore Majora's Mask players know the 4th day glitch. For those who don't, you can Google it. For the gist of it, is that right as the clock is about to hit 000000 on the final day, you talk to the astronomer and look through the telescope. If you time it right, the countdown disappears and you essentially have another day to finish whatever you were doing. Time to do the glitch and try and finish the Snowhead Temple. I happened to get it right on the first try, and the time counter at the bottom disappeared.
However, when I pressed B to exit the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found myself in the Majora boss fight room at the end of the game, the trippy boxed area in arena. Sorry. Staring at Skull Kid hovering above me, There was no sound, just him floating in the air above me, and the background music, which was regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately, my palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skull Kid never appeared here. I tried moving around the area. No matter where I went, Skull Kid would always be facing me, looking at me, not saying anything. Nothing would happen though, and this kept up for around 60 seconds. I thought the game had bugged or something, but I was beginning to doubt that very much.
I was about to reach for the reset button when text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. I instantly recognized that text. You get that message when you get the room key from Andrew at the Stockpot Inn. But why was it playing here? I refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate with me. I started navigating the room again, testing to see if that was some sort of trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. And then I realized how stupid I was. To even think that someone could reprogram the game like this was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen. And again, like the first one, it was already a pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the temple's boss? Yes or no? I paused for a second, contemplating what I should press and how the game would react, when I realized that I couldn't select no. Taking a deep breath, I pressed yes, and the screen faded to white, with the words Dawn of a New Day, with the subtext I beneath it. Where I was ported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear I had ever experienced.
The only way I can describe the way I felt here is having this feeling of inexplicable depression on a profound scale. I'm normally not a depressed person, but the way I felt here was a feeling that I didn't even knew existed. Such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash over me.
I appeared in some kind of weird Twilight Zone version of Clocktown. I walked out of the clock tower as you normally do when you start from day 1, only to find that all of the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the 4th day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog that runs around outside the tower. This time they were all gone. What replaced them was the ominous feeling that there was something out there, in the same area as me, and that it was watching me. I had 4 hearts to my name and the hero's bow, but at this point I wasn't even considered for my avatar. I felt I was personally in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was the Song of Healing, ripped straight from the game itself but played in reverse. The music would get louder, building up so if you should expect something to pop out at you, but nothing ever did. And the constant loop began to wear on my mental state.
Every now and then, I would hear the faint laugh of the Happy Mask salesman in the background, just quiet enough so that I wasn't sure if I was just hearing things, but just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. I looked in all 4 zones of Clocktown, only to find nothing. No one. Textures were missing, West Clocktown had me walking on air, the entire area felt broken. Hopelessly broken. As the reverse Song of Healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, I just remember standing in the middle of South Clocktown realizing that I had never felt so alone in a video game before.
Hey! every single meatball fell out of my shop. I was like, I have time for another bite. I'm gonna take one more bite. And I took one more bite and everything fucking broke. I got greedy. I shouldn't have gotten greedy, chat.
Damn.
As I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was a combination of the out-of-place textures and the atmosphere and the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted. But I was lying on the verge of tears and I had no idea why. I hardly ever cry. Something had gripped me here, on this powerful sense of depression that was both foreign and crippling.
Tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I attempted to zone out, the screen would fade to black and I would just zone into another part of Clocktown. I tried playing my ocarina. I wanted to escape, and I did not want to be here. But every time I played the Song of Time or the Song of Soaring, it would only say, your notes echo far, but nothing happens. By this point, it was obvious the game didn't want me to leave, but I had no idea why it was keeping me here. I didn't want to go inside the buildings. I felt that I would be too vulnerable there to whatever I was terrified of. I don't know why. I came up with the idea that maybe if I drowned myself at the laundry pool, I could spawn somewhere else and leave this place.
As I zoned in and ran towards the pool, that's when it happened. Link grabbed his head, and the screen flashed for a brief moment of the happy masked salesman smiling at me, not Link. Me with Skull Kid's scream playing in the background, and when the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue from playing the song of Elegy of Emptiness. I screamed as the thing just stared back at me with that haunting facial expression. I turned around and ran out and back into South Clocktown, and to my horror, the fucking statue followed me, and the only way I can compare this is like the weeping angels from Doctor Who. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me. It was like the thing was chasing me, or I don't even want to fucking say it, haunting me.
What are the weeping angels?
Yep.
From Doctor Who.
Basically,
like-
they were statues in Doctor Who that whenever you weren't looking at them, that's the only time they could move.
Yeah.
I
So
remember someone telling me they were creepy, and I don't see it.
I mean,
It's that idea that you have to stare at them, because if you look away, they're gonna come up and grab you.
Yeah.
Well, like, were the statues like actually like evil? Like, were
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, well, just fucking look at them. Easy.
Yeah. There would be times where there was so many of them that you couldn't like look at them all at once though. So you had to like choose which ones to look at, you know?
You get a 360
You
camera.
Just hear me out.
You got a 360
Yeah,
camera.
Or you know, just like a friend, you know.
Play
Yeah.
co-op mode. Play a 2-player game, Mocha. You know how it is.
Get back to back, or you know, just as long as you have them all in your view, you're fine, right?
And then
So
Yeah, they move every time you blink as well.
just don't blink for it.
all right, we're not all snakes, Rosa. We ain't all.
Besides, just a little. Like how fast can they possibly be in like the instant of a blink?
Pretty fast, yeah.
Pretty fast.
Like they almost teleport, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like it'll be like all the way over there, and if I blink, it'll suddenly be like right in front of my face.
Could be, yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah. They were freakish. I remember they scared me when I was
one eye at a
little.
time. Just wink, yeah. Just be big brain, dude. Just... You can't tell, chap. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. I have the skills to pay the bills.
It's your turn, by the way, Rosa.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're all good.
The sandwich is really good. By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics. But not even once did the thought of turning off the console occur to me. I don't know why. I was so wrapped up in it, the terror felt all so real. I tried to shake the statue. But it would literally appear right behind me every single time. Link started to begin to make weird animations I had never ever seen him do before. He would flail his arms around or spasm randomly, and the screen would cut to the happy masked salesman smiling again for a brief moment before I was face to face with that fucking statue again. I ended up running into the Swordsmaster dojo and ran to the back. I don't know why, but in my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I'm not alone here. To my dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave the statue, cornered me in the cubby in the back. I tried attacking the statue with my sword, but to no avail. Confused and backed into a corner, I just stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the happy masked salesman, and Link turned to face my screen, standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his copy. Literally staring at me. Whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered while I ran out of the dojo, terrified. Suddenly, the game warped me to an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued up again, as I was given a brief moment of rest before the statue started appearing behind me again. This time, aggressively. I could only take a few steps before it would summon behind me again. I hurriedly made my way out of the tunnel and appeared in southern Clocktown. As I ran aimlessly in sheer panic, suddenly a redhead
A what?
screamed and the screen faded to black.
I don't know.
As dawn of a new day, and I appeared again.
Ay ay ay.
Oh no! You thought it was Majora, but actually it was the Pillarmen.
It was the Pillarmen all along. It was Cars. Alright, the screen faded in, and I was standing on top of Clock Tower with the Skull Kid hovering above me, hovering over me again, silent. I looked up and the moon was back, looming just meters above my head. But the Skull Kid just stared at me hauntingly with that fucking mask. A new song was playing. The Stone Tower Temple theme played in reverse. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired off a shot at the Skull Kid, and actually hit him. And he played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again, and on the third arrow, a text box appeared saying, "That won't do you any good." And I was picked up off the ground, levitated upwards on my back, and then Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him.
I jumped when this happened. I'd never seen this move used by anyone in the game, and Skull Kid himself didn't have any moves. As the death screen played, my lifeless body still burning, the Skull Kid laughed and the screen faded to black, only to have me reappear in the same place. I decided to charge him, but the same thing happened.
You thought it was Skull Kid, but actually it was Sans.
It was Sans.
Oh shit.
It was Sans Undertale. Didn't you notice that the reversed music sounded awfully similar to Megalovania?
Yeah. And didn't you notice that the I sounded a lot like E.
The I was actually in Spanish. It was E.
Link's body was lifted off the ground by some unknown force, and he immediately burst into flames again, killing him. This time during the death screen, the faint sounds of the reverse song of healing could be heard. On my third and final try, I noticed that there was no music playing this time. That all there was eerie silence. I remembered that in the original encounter with the Skull Kid, you were supposed to use the ocarina to either travel back in time or summon the giants. I attempted to play the Song of Time, but before I could hit the last note, Link's body once again horrifically exploded into flames and died.
Really wish I could see the fucking scroll bar and know how much is left.
Oh, there's a shit ton left.
This day one, right?
Oh, that's the fucking scroll bar. It's fucking tiny.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
We're not even halfway.
Damn.
Creepypastas are long, bro.
As the death screen neared its end, it began to chug, as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. When the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time Link was lying on the ground dead in a position I had never seen in the game before. His head tilted towards the camera, with the Skull Kid floating above him. I couldn't move. I couldn't press any buttons. All I could do was just stare at Link's dead body. After about 30 seconds of this, the game simply fades out with the message, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before kicking you out to the title screen.
Upon getting back to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save file was no longer there. Instead of Link, it was replaced with Your Turn. Your Turn had 3 hearts, 0 mask, and no items. I selected Your Turn, and immediately when I did, I was returned to the clock tower rooftop scene of my Link dead, and the Skull Kid hovering over. With the Skull Kids laughing, looping again and again. I quickly hit the reset button. When the game booted up again, there's one more save file added below Your Turn, entitled Ben. Ben's save file is right back where it was before I deleted it. At the Stone Tower Temple, with the moon almost crashing.
By the way, somebody said Redead are one of the mobs in Zelda. They're like a mummy person.
Oh.
I didn't know that they were called that.
I haven't played Majora's Mask, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, Ginny, have you?
No. I don't play Nintendo games.
I did not grow up playing Nintendo games.
I thought you guys both played this game. That's why I suggested this one.
It's interesting to me still.
Okay.
I'm still having fun with it.
Okay.
I finally get context on the babbles of an old man. You know?
Yeah.
I I never understood why old, fully adult men would be like, oh man, you remember Majora's Mask? That game sure was scary.
Yeah, now you get it. Here,
And then now I get it. Okay.
I'll make a group chat of us and send pictures for context as well after I read this paragraph.
Okay.
Okay.
I know Majora's Mask was like kind of fucked up.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know what this game looks like. I just know that it's fucking old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining
It's got that old creepiness.
like I'm listening to like the description of what's going on, and so like I'm imagining like old school like fucking like Game Boy Advance Pokemon like, quality graphics, but he's also going into so much fucking detail with it that I'm imagining like modern day like Breath of the Wild graphics, and I'm just like, there's no in between in my brain. I just don't know what the fuck's happening.
I'll send you pictures after I read this paragraph. I turned the game off at that point. I'm not superstitious, but this is way too fucked up, even for me. I haven't played it at all today. Hell, I didn't even get any sleep last night. I kept hearing the reverse song of healing music in my head and just remembering the sense of dread I felt exploring Clocktown. I drove back to the old man's house today to ask him some questions with a buddy of mine. No way I was going there alone. Only to find that there's a for sale sign in the front yard, and when I rang the door, no one was home.
Well, wait, Rosa. Before we continue, what's the first console you played?
The GameCube.
Oh, okay. So there was no jump from 2D to 3D for Rosa. It was just SNES straight to GameCube.
No, so my first console ever was the GameCube. I never had an SNES.
Yeah, but you said Pokemon graphics, so I'm assuming like.
Well, I had a fucking Game Boy.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But I got the Game Boy after I got the GameCube. And so, but yeah, no, my first console was the GameCube, and the reason why I even got into gaming in the first place is a really funny story. There was a Tom and Jerry game. And I was like 2. I was 2 years old, and I was obsessed with Tom and Jerry, and I'd seen every movie. And I went to like a movie store with my dad, because like we would every weekend we'd go to the movie store. My parents were still together, and we would buy like movies and stuff, and like we'd like rent movies to like watch for the weekend. And I always got to pick out like a movie, right? And at this point, I'd seen all of the fucking like Tom and Jerry movies that they had.
Mm.
And then I walked into a different section of the store I'd never been in, and I was like, oh, there's a new Tom and Jerry movie I haven't seen yet. And so I was like, hey Dad, I want this one. And we go to the clerk, and the fucking guy's like, well, you can't play that one on a VHS or DVD player. You need a GameCube. My dad's like, well, what the fuck's a GameCube? And he's like, well, it's like a video player, but you get to like interact with it. Like it's different. It's this thing. It's this much money. And my dad was like, do you really want the Tom and Jerry? And I was like, yes, I really want the Tom and Jerry. 2-year-old me. And so he bought me a fucking GameCube, Tom and Jerry, and 2 controllers.
To be fair, though, I think the GameCube was the cheapest console in that generation. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't super expensive, like compared to like some of the other stuff in that gen.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like my dad, I still think like my dad's not a big like video game person. He does not like video games.
Yeah.
My dad bought me that solely because he didn't know what the fuck it was. Or the impact it could have on me growing up and like throughout my life. But I still find it really fucking funny how my dad was like, yeah, my 2-year-old, like not even a fucking toddler, wants this really fucking expensive piece of technology. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Like it wasn't like, oh, we'll think about it, or I'll come back a different day, or like none of that. It was just like, okay, yeah, sure, fuck it.
Alright, I sent you guys some photos.
Yeah, I saw it.
And I will play the Song of Healing in reverse that he keeps talking about.
Okay, yeah, I can see why that'd be really creepy.
Yeah.
This is a fucking bop. What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you know
I'll
how the
keep it
song
on
feeling
just a
normally
little
sounds
bit.
like?
No, but it sounds great.
Oh, here, let me show you the regular one.
I bet you can make a beat out of that. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm like, dude. This. I'm imagining.
it's like a
some,
sample.
Like,
It's like a sample. You know.
Yeah, that sounds nicer. The other one sounds weird because you have the inverted piano keys.
Yeah, yeah. It's like actually from a rap song. Actually, you say it.
Yeah. Like it sounds like digital.
Wait, can you play it? Can you play it again, Mocha? The reversed one.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fucking synth.
Yeah, it does sound synthy. I mean, all of them were all
Yeah,
synth.
and so like
They're all made on
sounds
synths.
really well. Yeah. Obviously, they're all made on synth. But like, it's the inverted piano. So like, cause a piano key when you press it, like it gets like, you know, like it gets higher.
Yeah.
And so it has the like invertedness to it, which makes it sound like a weird synth. And it sounds really fucking cool. I can definitely imagine like a I don't know, like a more like alternative rock kind of going.
Yeah. But yeah, that's some context for you guys. I'm sorry, I thought you guys had played this game. I just assumed.
Let me look at the images. Sorry.
I mean, it's a good assumption since Ginny had a fucking GameCube. Majora's Mask was on that system.
Hey, yo, new follower.
Yeah.
Wait, if your first console was a GameCube, Ginny, how do you?
Oh, these are fucking great graphics.
Yeah.
If your first console was a GameCube, Ginny, how have you not played like a lot of Nintendo games then?
Huh?
Have you not played a lot of Nintendo games if your first console was a GameCube?
Because I didn't like a lot of Nintendo games.
Yeah, that's fair enough then.
I just, yeah, you know.
So what did you play on the
Wasn't, like, my
GameCube
interest.
besides Tom and Jerry?
I played a lot of Smash Bros. Melee. I guess that's Nintendo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Greyhound said, it's the song of healing. It's creepy to begin with because of what it does. It turns dying people with regrets into masks so that, masks that change you into them. Also allegedly heals their spirits, hence the name.
See.
The
that's
whole
Skull Kid.
concept for Majora's Mask is like pretty.
I think the theory for
Creepy.
Majora's Mask is that Link is in purgatory, or something like that. Like Link died.
Yeah, there's a lot of
It
themes
is a
of
fucking
death.
derpy looking statue. It is so fucking derpy.
Yeah.
And like the fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Apparently, there's a video a couple paragraphs lower, so you don't just have to look at the photos.
Okay.
Let's finish reading it, then we'll look at the video.
So now I'm back here writing down the rest of my thoughts and recording what happened. Sorry if some of this has grammatical errors and whatnot. I'm running on no sleep here. I'm terrified of this game, even more so now that I relived it a second time writing this all down. But I feel like there's still more to it than meets the eye. And what's been, that there's something calling to me to investigate this further.
Oh my god.
I think Ben is something in this equation. But I don't know what. And if I could get a hold of the old man, then I would be able to find some answers. I need another day or so to recuperate before tackling this game again. It's already taken a toll on my sanity, I feel. But next time I do this, I'm going to be recording my footage all the way through. The idea to record only came to me towards the end. So you see the last few minutes of what I saw, including Skull Kid and the elegy statue. It's here on YouTube.
I'm going to stay.
What's on YouTube here?
I'm going to stay in this thread for a little while longer before I fall asleep to answer any questions you guys might have, or hopefully listen to your ideas and theories to help me shed some light into this, or maybe things I should try to do. I think I'm going to play Ben's file tomorrow to see what happens. Maybe I was supposed to do that all along. I don't believe in paranormal shit, but this is a little fucked up. Maybe this Ben guy's just a really good hacker/programmer. I don't want to think about what the alternatives if he isn't.
And that's the end of the copy paste. I'm hoping that maybe this is some kind of running gag that developers had, and that other people have gotten gagged or hacked copies of the game like this. This just really scares me.
Alright, let's watch the YouTube video if it's there.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Broken games can just be inherently creepy, though, honestly.
Is there a sound?
Oh, you just can't fucking hear it because I'm not sharing the actual.
I like this a lot less creepy without the reverse sound of healing.
Yeah.
Mobby. There you go.
Okay.
Let me know if you can hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Can you increase the volume a bit?
Dog, it is loud as shit.
Oh, okay. Never
It's
mind.
max volume.
Okay,
Miles,
okay, never
just
mind
turn
then.
on
It is
her
like- it
stream
is-
volume higher.
It is fucking
Oh,
blowing
okay, okay.
my fucking
Okay,
eardrums,
okay, yeah.
man.
The stream volume for me was slow. Sorry, my bad. Okay, keep
Hold
going.
on, I suspect chat also can't hear it, so let me quickly go to the audio section and make sure.
As you're sharing this video, my quality just went down. Oh, it's coming back
Aw.
slowly. Can you show the video without getting
There you
bonked?
go.
Should be able to. The song's in reverse.
Yeah, should be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Yeah, it's under fair use. It's fine.
Wait, where did the video go?
What do you mean? I see it right in front of me. Don't tell me the video's
shit.
fucking haunted too.
On stream. Oh, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck?
It just disappeared. The fuck?
What the hell? Don't tell me the video's fucking haunted too.
There you go. That was very
haunted.
strange.
Ooh.
Okay, can I actually fucking play the goddamn fucking video now? Jesus Christ! Is it fine? Is the audio fine? Is the fucking visuals fine? Outs in the corner, you okay? Thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Alright, cool.
Thumbs up.
Ben sitting in the corner, give me the thumbs up. We're good to go. we have consent from the dead.
Thank God for Ben.
So loud, like parts of it.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God.
Fucked up looking mug right there.
Bruh.
It is creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I am feeling a bit of goosebumps now.
Oh.
Holy shit.
I'm like completely unfazed.
it's like fun creepy though, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm actually scared. It's like, ooh, this is kind of silly and fun, goofy.
I feel a bit of goosebumps, you know?
I used to watch
Has anyone
Goosebumps
made
all
like
the time.
Has anyone made like an edited version of it?
Like an edited version of this, or what do you mean?
Like of the game, so you can play it like this.
Probably the guy who made
Oh.
this fucking video. There's no way that this is an actual thing. They probably definitely programmed it. They hacked this game for sure.
Well, I mean like, can like we download it, like play it?
That would be cool. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'll look it up right now while we're watching this.
Really can play it. Cool.
Oh. Oh. Holy shit. Sounds like boss music. Must be a boss arena. It is a boss arena, right?
Yeah, this is the boss arena at the end of the game, I think.
Oh yeah. It did say in the copy pasta it was the boss arena. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But the Skull Kid he never actually attacks you in the game. Like, he doesn't have any attacks.
That's funny.
Oh my
Get
fucking
fucked.
god.
do.
Oh my fucking god.
I love this gameplay.
I'm assuming the guy's trying to move his controller and stuff. It's not working.
I'm guessing so, yeah. Solid. Oh, those graphics. Oh.
Is that how the actual thing
Oh
looks like?
hell yeah!
File 1, your
Me
turn.
when Five Nights at Freddy's. Ow, my ankle.
Got his feet broken.
I don't know about you, but if this happened to me, I would just burn this game right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would throw this game out without a second thought.
For sure. That shit is getting thrown in a dumpster fire. Don't you guys love the new... Well, I guess it's not new anymore, but the addition to YouTube that's just is like, fuck you to the last 30 seconds of your video.
I mean, it affects older videos. You can like make it so that it doesn't do that for the newer videos. But
Oh.
so that's a creepypasta, huh?
Went to scroll way back.
That was just day 1 though. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just part 1.
Oh my.
Out of 5.
Oh
So
my
we're
fucking
on
god.
part 2, Ben.
Alright, can I just go to the bathroom real quick then?
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Pee break.
No, man, you send this to the Vatican so they can exercise it because you know they take stuff like possession and haunting seriously.
True.
I've dealt with like real life, like well, not like how do I word this? I didn't do any of the exorcism stuff, but I perceived it like in real life, like in person.
Oh.
I've seen stuff like that be done before, and I've witnessed like in real life, like how someone like acts while haunted or possessed, effectively. And it ain't like this.
How did
I'm
they
back.
act?
Well, that depends on like what you're possessed by.
I'm back. Are you guys talking about
Hey.
possession?
Howdy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like so there's a Robin chat saying that that you'd send this cartridge to the Vatican so they can exercise it because they're used to like they know how to deal with possession and hauntings and stuff. They take it seriously. And I was saying that like I've been around that sort of thing, like exorcisms and dealing with people that are possessed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, in the real world, like I've experienced that before.
Yeah.
And like I've seen someone perform an exorcism before.
Yeah.
And it's nothing super fancy, usually. But yeah, it does depend, and like it's typically like This isn't possession. This is not what this is. Like, yeah, this is different.
For I don't know. For me, I've heard stories from like pastors in church about it because apparently it's more common in the countryside or in rural areas in the Philippines. I don't know.
That makes sense. It's a good argument to be made that half the haunting and possession stuff the Catholic Church deals with is basically just hysteria. That's true. Boy.
I've heard of people speaking different languages suddenly, though.
Yep.
Like
I've experienced that as well.
languages that they should not know, that they suddenly start speaking in, which is a bit weird.
That's pretty wild.
That's a bit
Like
weird.
I don't know how I would try and justify that, you know?
I mean, I think it's happened before too, where someone knocked their head and suddenly started speaking a different language. The
Really?
human brain is weird. Yeah.
Do you ever question whether or not the entity that possessed the person follows you? Oh yeah, absolutely, all the time. There was a really big gap in time. Like between when for context, the person that was possessed was my brother. And he was really, really young. And there was a very, very big gap in time between when that happened. And like, well, between like a bit before it started, right? And then obviously like after he was possessed, and then after he was like after we had like an exorcism and stuff done on him, like a cleansing. Between that and then like I want to say like a few months later, we eventually had like a proper cleansing of like the house. There was a good bit of time where lots of weird shit would happen.
Like
I see.
what?
I couldn't use his bathroom. Like the bathroom in like my mom's side of the house, which is where where my brother was actually like possessed. Without feeling like my skin like physically crawl, as if something was trying to like get underneath my skin. Like I don't know how to explain this to you, but like it feels like a chill. Like it's trying to literally crawl underneath your nails, like into your skin. It feels so like strange.
I see.
Yeah, just like it's not like a super like, oh wow, like the air is moving type bullshit, but it's like you can feel
Something's off.
it's something you can feel.
Yeah, something's off. Something's off. Yeah.
Just general like eeriness like all the time. And eventually it does go away. Like it wouldn't be every day, you know. Like I don't give a fuck. That's just me. I've dealt with a lot of this shit before growing up, and because of that, like I'm just very like I don't really care, you know. I'm very unfazed. That's also why I don't find shit like this scary, because like you can kind of tell like what's serious and what isn't.
Yeah.
But like I've experienced that, you know. Like I've seen it firsthand as well, like what it's like. So like for example, like my brother, he was still within his wits, right? Like he was still in control. It was still him. But he would do things or like take actions that were unlike him.
I see.
And he wouldn't realize that like he's acting strangely. From his perspective, like he's just acting like normal. Right?
Yeah.
And like it's almost like as if his judgment has completely shifted.
See.
And that's just my brother. I in Cuba, like what you mentioned with like the language stuff.
Yeah.
I had a cousin who was possessed, and he for like a week straight was like a completely different person. Like straight up different person. And he would speak Chinese.
Damn.
None of us fucking knew Chinese. The closest to Chinese we have is like in my family.
Yeah.
Is my grandma's great grandmother. So like a good few generations back. She was Chinese.
Just speaking Mandarin suddenly, huh? Damn.
Yeah, exactly. And so like our cousin would just like say things like he seems so out of it. It's like we'd be having a conversation and out of nowhere he'd just start talking about something completely random, and then like he'd like start like almost like as if responding to himself, as if having a conversation with himself. He'd respond in like in Chinese.
Huh. I see. Interesting. I hear most of this stuff
Yeah.
usually happens in more rural areas and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Like
My this would have been in the fishing hamlet where like my grandma's family lives.
basically parts where it's not the city.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's something I always find really interesting. I like the way that Berserk kind of has their like lore between like the like mythical world and like the
Yeah.
like the physical world, quote unquote,
Mm.
where it's like it's because of all of, like the cities and stuff like that, like the new beliefs and people no longer believing in the old stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it loses its power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Powered by belief.
I do feel like I do feel like there is there's a level to that where it's true. Cause like you don't experience these sorts of things as much like in the city, and you don't meet people that experience these sorts of things as often. And that's because like they're not open to the belief of it, and it's kind of like how do I put this? It's not like oh, if I don't believe it, it's not real. But it's more of like if you don't believe it, you're less likely to accidentally, without thinking about it, open yourself up to it. If that makes any sense.
Choose
Yeah.
what you see.
So like
You choose what you see. Kind of in a
not
sense.
exactly that you choose what you see, but like it's more of like by default. By default,
You're
a
closed
person
off
is not
to
easy
it.
to possess.
Yeah.
Yeah, by default, you're closed off to it. A person is not easy to possess. You don't just possess a person. Right? This doesn't just fucking happen. Same way you don't just hypnotize a person.
Mm.
Right? The person has to be open to the fact that they can be hypnotized.
Mm.
So if a person is open to the fact that like, oh man, I'm afraid of ghosts because ghosts can possess me, right? You are inadvertently, subconsciously, leaving the door cracked open.
I think the human mind is just like very, let's call this. You kind of like see what you think, in a sense.
Kinda, yeah. But at the same time, again, like I've also had like first-hand experiences, and again, I'm not a super like I'm a very skeptical person by nature.
Mhm.
And I've had like really weird experience where I've seen stuff that has nothing to do with what was happening, whatever my day to day was. And I'm just like, I'll be like, oh wow, like that just fucking happened. Like, one of my favorite stories to tell is when this is when I was in high school. I came home from school one day and I was laying in bed, right? I was like, oh, like I'm kind of tired, I'm just gonna like rest. It's a long day. I think I came home, I walked my dog, I took a shower, and then I laid down. And so I was laying down in my bed, and I got like a chill all of a sudden. So I like and just like at this time my bed was in the center of my room, and I was facing my closet, which has I took off the doors, but it had sliding mirror doors. And I noticed that my chair on the other side of the bed, so facing behind me, it like swiveled a little bit on its own. I was like, oh, it's weird. Must have been like the wind. I guess like maybe the AC kicked on or whatever. You know, whatever. Not a big deal. And then when I turned back over, I saw light like coming through like the window.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my window doesn't necessarily face the sun or anything like that. It's not like a direct light source.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's light coming through the window from like the like sunset, so it's like at an angle, and like I can almost see like the silhouette of like a person, of like an elderly man sitting in my chair, kind of like looking off like away from me, and then turning towards me and smiling. Before it disappeared. I didn't blink or anything. It just disappeared. Right? Like, I get it. I didn't freak out. I didn't react. I was just like, huh.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, whatever. I didn't think much of it. But you know, the person looked a lot like my grandpa, and I was like, that kind of bugged me, you know. So I got out of bed. I went over to like the backyard to check on my grandpa. My grandpa's fine. He's working in the backyard on like some stuff. He's like up on like a ladder, like working on something. And I was like, Came back inside to my mom about it. Mom's like, well, I mean, your grandpa's fine, right? Like, he's in the backyard, he's just fine. And I was like, yeah, I guess, I don't know. But, you know, whatever. Must have, you know, just, I don't know. I'm an idiot, I guess. Maybe I was daydreaming.
Maybe.
So, whatever, I went back to bed. A few days later, we get a call from Cuba. One of my grandma's brothers, who's been missing for like a week, was found dead. And he'd been found dead like a few days or like he was just found dead, but he'd been missing for like a few days or something like that. Whatever, something along those lines. And like we found out about this like literally like the day after, like the day like 2 days later. I can't remember. But yeah, it was like the time frames were like all these specific, and the crazy part is that this particular one of my grandma's brothers, is like he's notoriously known for looking like my grandpa, to the point where when people would see him, like whenever people would see my grandpa with my grandma when they first started dating, people thought that my grandma was in an incest relationship with her brother because
Oh my
her brother
fucking
and
god.
my grandpa look so similar. Yeah, like they look really similar. Like they look like twins.
Huh.
People would call them twins, and so like I remember like when we got that news, my mom told me this because I didn't know that about my grandparents and like my grandma's brother or anything. I didn't know that. I didn't have this information. I didn't have this knowledge ahead of time, and so she told me about that, and I was like, "That's wacky."
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, and so like I can pretty confidently say I'm pretty sure that like my great uncle visited me after passing.
Interesting. I don't know. I guess
Like-
the scariest experience I've had just
You know?
like just sleep paralysis and stuff.
I don't think sleep paralysis is a
Paranormal thing.
that's entirely like, yeah, that's not paranormal. It's entirely like hallucinogenic.
Yeah.
I when I was in middle school, I self-induced it a lot because I wanted to study it and I wanted to like learn more about it because I thought it was interesting.
Oh hell no.
So I would.
Oh hell no.
Dude, I'm telling you, I the way that my brain works is I'm very inquisitive. When I was like, and in middle school especially, like I was still like figuring a lot of stuff out. Like that was when I had like my like mental awakening. I was like, I want to learn things. I would self-induce sleep paralysis. I cut myself. I tried cutting myself because the other kids were doing it, and like I was like, well, they say it feels better, like makes them feel better, so I'm gonna just fucking try it. You know, I was like, I want to feel good, and then I tried, and I was like, wow, that just hurts. You're dumb. But yeah, like that's just how my brain works, you know. I was very inquisitive, and so like after I had my first few run-ins with sleep paralysis, I was like, I wonder if I can make that happen, like on purpose. And then that's what I did. I spent like several days of like this one particular week where I was fascinated. I spent like hours upon hours just like self-inducing myself into sleep paralysis to see what happens.
I used to do that with lucid dreaming. Like try so fucking hard. Like every single night I would have a ritual every single night off of the internet that was like, if you do this, you will lucid dream. And I do it every single night before bed.
Well, yeah, I mean that's how that's how you induce lucid dreaming.
Never worked for me.
Because it's, well, the thing with lucid dreaming is you basically have to set up like a pattern for yourself, and it's not just before bed. You have to like work it into your day-to-day life, so that you can basically start to ask yourself those same questions while you're dreaming. And then obviously while you're awake, if you do stuff like, oh, let me check the time real quick, or let me make sure the time on the clocks match, or, you know, like let me pay attention to like very obscure random fucking details, because technology usually doesn't work in your dreams. That's how you lucid dream, and you create a habit of doing that while you're awake, so then like that you will act on that habit while you're asleep and then catch yourself sleeping. It doesn't work for me though, because in my fucking dreams all the fucking clocks work fine. It's bullshit. All my fucking like horribly fucking like vivid nightmares are too fucking real.
Yeah, it's perfectly logical and real.
I hate my brain.
The only paranormal thing that happened to me is that when my grandfather died, the clock stopped at his time of death, and my uncle got a wrong text saying, "I'm fine, just got out of the hospital."
Ooh,
That's interesting, recluse.
that's very interesting.
I guess most.
I have
Yeah.
tons of more stories, but I also have a thumbnail for a very specific stream, which is reading those stories or telling us about the stories.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Like the rest of my stories.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear
You guys
them.
got a sneak peek. You guys hear that?
We Would you guys be down to be there with me on that stream?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
sure.
course.
Yeah.
Because I feel like having like people to bounce off of would make it more fun.
Yeah. I'm
guess-
so down for that. I'm so interested to hear them all now.
I guess the one thing for example, my mom pointed out recently was that when my dad died, he was in room 4 of the intensive care unit, and it's a Chinese superstition that 4 is like death.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was when I heard that, I was like, huh, yeah, you're right. That's weird.
It's funny. Well, funny, but it is weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I only ever got close to sleep paralysis. At one point, I wasn't able to move in bed. I managed to kind of just break through it after a couple dozen seconds. Yeah, the sleep paralysis, you can nudge yourself awake. The issue is that you have to create some sort of friction. Otherwise, like, you can't just shake. You have to manage to create a friction against your skin that will actually wake you up.
Mm.
If you
Because you just shaking in place won't wake you up unless you're making that contact with something else, and effectively you get the feeling of something tapping you awake, basically.
Mm.
Which you have to do.
Jenny,
by rubbing
when you were in
something
sleep
else.
paralysis, was it really cold? Did you feel really cold?
Sometimes. Why?
Okay, because for me it was so cold that I would shake.
So, okay. I don't think it was probably actually cold. I think that was probably your nerves.
It probably
Those
was,
nerves
yeah.
make you shake. And the sleep paralysis, literally what it does is that it induces your fight or flight senses. And that's why typically the hallucination that you have is... The most common two are either an intruder or the incubus succubus, which is like something like sitting on your chest,
Mm-hmm.
typically.
Mm, mm.
Those are like the two most common hallucinations people have with sleep paralysis. And that's the point of it, it's just to like trigger your fight or flight. And typically you'll manage to wake yourself up before anything happens. I had multiple instances where I just let it play out, and it feels like you're being stabbed. Because pain is a part of your fight or flight response. It's not an actual feeling. There's no, like, how do I put this? Pain is not necessarily your sense of touch, right? It is a completely, like, emotional response
Yeah.
that your brain sends you as part of your fight or flight to tell you, hey, you're in danger. And if you turn off your fight or flight senses, if you turn off that sort of receptor, you turn off pain alongside with it, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And you can turn it off. That's one of the things I taught myself how to do, and I immediately forgot within the week. But I remember, like, I like, through the sleep paralysis stuff, I taught myself how to, like, just turn it off. So I just kept fucking just sitting there in sleep paralysis, like, wow, I feel like I'm being stabbed in the chest. Let's see if I can figure out how to make it stop feeling like that. And so I just kind of kept fucking, like, just thinking about it until I eventually got the pain to, like, kind of feels like people describe like being hypnotized. Have you ever like heard people describe that, where like they know the pain is there but they can't feel it? It's kind of like that. You like hypnotize yourself to like not really feel it. And then immediately after I was like, huh, I wonder if I could do it while I'm awake. And then I put my hand on a stove for like 10 seconds.
Jesus.
Burn yourself.
I did burn myself. I did indeed burn myself. It didn't hurt, but I did indeed burn myself.
The mind is a weird thing.
I get it because it's like
What?
super duper interesting, but fucking no.
Dude, I am telling you, man. Fucking like middle school me was just like, this looks like it's gonna hurt. Let's try it though.
Oh my god.
The kids at school told me if I do this, I'll feel better. Let's try it.
Let's test this theory out, you know? This
By
hypothesis.
the way, no one ever fucking told me about the fucking like, about like the fucking, like For the record, I just want to say I do not in any way recommend anybody cut themselves. It's dumb and stupid and does not feel good. All right, you're being fucking lied to. It is propaganda. But no one ever fucking told me that you're supposed to do it in a certain way.
What did you do?
So so you're supposed to do it across, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea. I did it long ways.
Oh
Oh!
my fucking god.
No one ever told
That's
me.
worse!
So I remember I went to school the next day and like the kids were like, "Oh, you doing this?" And I was just like, Oh yeah, I just tried it out because like my friend told me it made her feel better, but I don't see it, dude. It just hurt, and they were like, "Well, you did it wrong. You could have died." And I was just like,
No.
"Right way to like what? Like the fuck are you on,
Oh.
bro? There's no fucking right way to do this shit. This shit fucking hurts regardless. The fuck are you on?
Oh my god.
Go drink water."
Oh, this topic isn't fit for YouTube or Twitch, possibly.
Oh, wait, why? I'm telling people not to self harm. Don't do it. It's bad.
Yeah, guys, don't do it.
I
Yeah.
stand by this message.
Don't do it. It's dumb. Trust me. I tested it for you.
Oh, hi.
I didn't.
I
look,
just want
I'm
to
a
remind
professional.
you
Don't
to
okay?
drink
do it like
your
I
Rosa,
did it.
goddamn.
I did it, so you don't have to.
Fuck.
Fucking hell.
Alright. I'm a professional on YouTube. Do not try this at home. I did it, so you don't have to. Okay?
Quote unquote professional.
There you go. Oy.
All right.
But anyway,
Should we read?
yeah, we it's time for part 2 of Bend Round. This is just gonna be a Bend Round stream, dude. This
Yeah, apparently.
and we're gonna keep going on fucking tangents. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. You want me to go first again?
I think I read no. Mocha read the last one, so I'll read this.
Okay.
I'm going to post what happened and link the video footage, but last night everything got too real for me. I think I'm done messing around with this. I passed out pretty much immediately after making that thread. But last night, that Elegy of Emptiness statue, I had a dream about it. I dreamed that it was following me in my dream. That I would be minding my own business and I'd feel my neck hairs stand on end. I would turn around and that thing, that horrible lifeless statue, would be staring with those empty eyes right at me, merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben, and never before had I had a dream that I could remember so vividly. But the important thing is, I did get some sleep, I suppose.
Today, putting off playing the game as long as I could, I drove back up to that neighborhood to see if the old man came back. As I expected, the car was still gone and no one was home. As I was walking back to my car, the man next door mowing the grass killed the power to his lawnmower and asked me if I was looking for someone. I told him I was looking to talk to the old man that lived here, to which he told me that I already knew what I already knew. He was moving. Trying a different avenue, I asked if the old man had any family or relatives I could talk to. I discovered that this old man had never been married, nor did he have any children or grandchildren through adoption. Starting to become worried, I asked one final question, one that I should have asked from the beginning. Who was Ben? The man's expression turned grim, and I learned that 4 doors down around 8 years ago, on April 23, the man informed me that it was the same day as his anniversary. That's how I knew the specific date. There's an accident with a young boy named Ben in the neighborhood. Shortly after his parents moved, and despite any further attempts to talk to the man to get more information, he wouldn't divulge anything else.
I went back. Sorry. I brought cookies. Okay. I went back and started playing again. I loaded up the game and immediately I jumped at the title screen where the mask flies by. The sound that played was not the normal whoosh sound. It was something much more high-pitched. I pressed start, bracing for the worst, but just like 2 nights ago, the files equal return and Ben were displayed. Truth be told, I looked at the Ben file earlier. It seems to fluctuate between displaying the owl save and not. I brought up the Ben file, hesitated for a moment, noticing that the stats were not the same as they were originally 2 days ago. Seemed like he had already completed the Stone Tower Temple this time. Summoning my courage, I selected it.
Immediately I was thrust into complete chaos. Sure enough, I was outside Stone Tower Temple, but that's about all that was expected. The zone itself wasn't called Stone Tower Temple, but rather Saint O-N-E.
Saint 1.
And immediately a dialogue box of complete gibberish that I couldn't make out greeted me. Link's body was distorted. His back was cocked violently to the side where his posture was permanently disfigured. Link's expression was dull, almost monotonous. He had an expression on his face that I didn't recognize before. It was a blank look, as if he was dead. As Link stood there, his body spasmed irregularly back and forth, and I examined what had become of my avatar, and I noticed I had a C button item I had never seen before. Some kind of note. Pressing it to nothing. Sounds played back and forth that I didn't recognize from the game, almost demonic in nature. And there was some kind of high-pitched yip, or some kind of laugh, or something playing in the background. I had all of 2 minutes to take in the environment before another one of those fucking Elegy of Emptiness statues was summoned, and immediately after I was cut into the dawn of a new day screen. Except this time, it was without the subtext.
I was a Deku scrub in Clocktown. The scene would normally play after the first time you traveled back in time. Tato would say, "Well, what just happened?" It's as if everything has, but instead of saying started over, she finished her remark in broken text as the laugh of the happy mask salesman played in the background. I was put back in control of my character, but from a fucked up camera angle, I was looking from behind the door to the clock tower, watching my avatar run around as a Deku scrub. Seeing as how I really had no place to go to because I couldn't see anything, I begrudgingly went inside the door. There I was greeted by the happy mask salesman who simply told me, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before the screen whited out.
I was in Termina Field as a human again. I may as well not have been playing the same game anymore. Fuck, sorry, I've got some snot. Okay.
Yeah, I feel that. I got horrible snot. Me and Mo got here fucking you're passing snot back and forth.
Yeah. I was being warped around and there was no sign of a day clock or anything. I took a moment to get my bearings as I looked around the field, and immediately I could tell that this was not normal. There were no enemies, and a twisted version of the Happy Mask Salesman's theme was playing. I decided to run towards Woodfall before I noticed a gathering of 3 figures off to the side, one of them being Epona. As I approached them, to my horror, I saw the Happy Mask Salesman, the Skull Kid, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue just standing there.
I bit myself. Fuck. Sorry.
Are you getting too into that meatball sub?
No, I'm done with the food. I just bit myself. I'm a fucking idiot. I yawned and then I bit down and I fucking bit myself. I'm fucking bleeding now.
What the fuck?
It's fine.
I figured maybe they were bugged out, but by now I told myself that I should know better. Nevertheless, I approached them carefully and found that the Skull Kid was playing some kind of idle animation on loop. Same with Epona, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue was doing what it has been doing all along, just standing there eerily. It was the Happy Mask Salesman that scared me more profoundly than the other two.
He was too idle, wearing that shit-eating grin. But wherever I moved, his head slowly turned and followed me. I had not engaged in any dialogue with him, nor was I in combat with him, yet his head still continued to follow my movements. Reminded of my first encounter with the Skull Kid on top of Clock Tower, I pulled out my ocarina, to which the game played the ding sound when you're supposed to play your ocarina, and tried a song I hadn't played yet. The Happy Mask Salesman's own song, and a song that had been playing on loop back in day 4. Song of Healing.
I finished playing the song, and as I did, an ear-piercing shriek blasted on my TV. The sky immediately started flashing, and the Happy Mask Salesman's twisted theme song sped up, intensifying the fear inside me, and like exploded into flames and died. The 3 figures stayed lit up during my death scene as they watched my lifeless body burn. I can't describe to you how sudden and terrifying the transition from eerie to terror it is. You're going to have to watch the video if you want to see firsthand. That same fear that caused me to lose sleep 2 days ago started to grip me again as I was met with a text. "You've met with a horrible fate, haven't you?" For the 3rd time, there has to be some kind of meaning behind that.
Oh, I thought he meant someone fucking texted him, like, on his phone. That was gonna be like, oh!
Yeah. I know I'm new here, but your eyes are beautiful as the sea, and the sea is beautiful as
Hey,
you.
yo, new follower?
Your eyes light up the night sky, and
Doesn't
when you
quite
sit
look the same,
at
does
the
it?
beach, you'll be a cutie as you be. And here's a follow. Do you think this is a bit much for a hi? It's a little bit much, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. Also, you talking about me, the cat girl on the right, or are you talking about Mocha over there? Pretty sure you're talking about
I'm
both
pretty
over
sure
there.
you're
My
talking
eyes
about
are
the cat
dead.
snake.
My eyes are dead.
They can't be talking about me?
But howdy! Welcome in.
The
Nah, dude, fuck you.
Rizzler has
God
entered
damn
the
it.
chat.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Rose, you should really spend some time to learn how to use your body. Feels like you skipped reading a manual somewhere. What do you mean?
Oh, because you bit your fucking tongue.
Oh, yeah. I'm a fucking idiot. Fuck, where are we? I have to read this right.
Uh,
I had little time to ponder as I was immediately given another small cutscene of transforming into a Zora, and now I find myself.
I think it's
in
Mocha's
great
turn,
simple bed.
actually, Rosa.
Wait, didn't Mocha just read that?
No, I read
Or
that.
Did I read that?
I read that.
Oh, you read that.
Yeah.
My fucking brain is so out of it. I go on, Mocha. Sorry.
it's all good. Let me bring up my mic real close for that ambiance. I had little time to ponder as I was immediately given another small cutscene of transforming into a Zora, and now I find myself in Great Temple Bay, hesitant but curious to see what the game had in store for me. I slowly made my way towards the beach, where I found Epona. I wondered why the game had decided to put her here. Was the game implying she was trying to get a drink? Maybe to take the mask off? Unable to take the mask off, I decided that riding the steed wasn't the reason she was placed there.
Suddenly, I realized that Epona kept neighing, and the way she was angled made it look like she was trying to signal a point to me, off in the distance. Is Epona a horse?
Yes.
Okay. I was imagining a woman,
just
and
just
I was like,
like
something's wrong here, and it's not the mask. It was a hunch, but I dove into Great Bay and started swimming. Sure enough, I almost missed it. I found something at the bottom of the ocean, one last Elegy of Emptiness statue. I went down to examine it, and suddenly my Zora started doing a choking animation I'd never seen a Zora do before, which didn't even make sense because Zoras can't breathe underwater. Sorry. I was like, that makes perfect sense. Regardless, my character choked to death, then died. And again, the statue was the only thing that was highlighted in my death. I didn't respawn this time. I was booted back to the main menu as if I restarted the console.
For context, Zora are a race in Zelda, and they're fish people, basically.
They're like Cass, I guess.
No,
Yeah.
Alright. The press start screen was before me. I knew the only reason why it would put me here is because the save files had changed again. Taking a deep breath, I pressed start, and I was right. The new save files told me about Ben. Now it made sense why the statue appeared when I tried to go to the laundry pool. The game must have anticipated how I would have tried to escape the day 4 clock town. 2 save files told me his fate. As I suspected, Ben was dead. He had drowned. The game obviously isn't through with me. It taunts me with new save files and wants me to keep playing. It wants me to go further. I'm done with this shit. I'm not touching any more of the files. This is already way too horrifying for me. I don't even believe in the paranormal, but I'm running out of explanations. Why would someone send me this message? I don't understand it. I just get too depressed thinking about this. The footage is up there for those who want to see it and try to analyze it. Maybe there's some kind of coded message in the gibberish, or something symbolic in what I went through. I'm too emotionally and mentally drained to fuck with it anymore.
Here we go.
that was a short part.
Epic.
We got video too. You guys hear it? There's no audio yet. I don't hear any audio, actually. The audio?
I
Oh,
hear it.
there we go.
Yeah, I hear it. Da-da-da-da.
Those graphics are when, like, you go to the optometrist and they put the thing on your eyes that make you go, like, double vision.
Yeah.
My eyes hurt from looking at the screen. I'm gonna look at it through the OBS because it's like slightly clearer. For some reason.
Oh, really?
I guess because it's like lower res. Yeah, because like the resolution's like not as like expanded
It's not
in my
stretched
fucking
out.
face.
It's not stretched out. Like, playing these kinds of games outside of a CRT is, like, painful.
Oh. He broke
Okay,
the
stand
bed.
up straight and get that posture right.
He be dancing, he be grooving.
He's widowy hitting the gwitty.
He's hitting the
Oh my...
Save for the boxer chat.
Oh my fucking god, that's kind of fucked up.
I'm widowy hitting the gwitty in Quacktown right now.
It's like, damn, Link didn't sleep right, huh? Woke up just feeling like this.
God damn, Link, are you really gonna sit here and make fun of the fucking paraplegics? Come on, Link, what the
Kind of
fuck?
fucked up.
Can we cancel Link?
Yeah, Link from whenever this came out is cancelled. If it was a true copy, it would be Vtuber too.
Oh, it's Ben.
Hi, Ben.
That was really Did you see that? Did you see like the mouth?
Yeah.
The bottom jaw disappeared.
Oh no, I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, look. That was pretty goofy. Look.
Big goofy silly. On action.
Right
Oh,
there.
yep. Huh.
Yeah, like the bottom jaw fucking disappeared and came back.
Interesting. Fuck, that almost made me dizzy.
It's a Deku.
We're canceling Tears of the Kingdom over something that Link did in 2012. That is the culture these days.
Oh, the camera's stuck. You have to go. Yeah. Terminal fields.
Can literally only make ha, ha, and heck noises, still gets cancelled.
Yeah, that... He said all he wanted to say with his body, okay?
Pona.
Is it just me, or is Skull Kid, like, twerking a little?
Yeah, dude, he fucking tossing it back. Look at him!
He is twerking, holy shit.
Fucking
good
get it! Let's go!
Look at him! Yeah, dude!
What the hell?
Yeah! Bump it, baby! Let's go!
Ow!
Oh, hell yeah! Man's went a little extra on the editing. Man's went hard on the editing, dude.
Yeah.
He's gonna morph!
He morphed
That's
into
what happens when you
Zora!
put on the mask, right? Is it?
I don't remember, to be honest. Maybe? But, yeah, basically in this game, the mechanic is that you wear different masks of different races and stuff, so... This is the Zora, so he's wearing a Zora mask right now so that he can breathe underwater and all that fun stuff.
Epona. That's what it.
So what you're saying is that Link right now is fish facing.
Yeah. He also plant faces in this game.
Despicable.
I know, right?
It's Ben.
Hello, Ben! Ben drowned. Whoa!
Bend over.
Whoa!
There you go. There's the choking animation. Dead.
Dead.
Wah!
Nintendo 64. We love to see it.
Interesting.
Hi, are you winning? We're certainly doing something.
Ben drowned part 3.
I think I gotta go, Rosa.
Oh Okay, later, Miles.
I have my own stuff to do.
See
But
you.
yeah, I'll see you guys.
I mean, I have to read more. Have a good stream.
Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Anyone that wants to go. Wait, what are you doing? Tell us what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
I'm gonna be doing some streaming myself, playing some
Oh.
Valorant.
Oh, stinky.
But yeah,
I think that's your Twitch, right?
yeah, it's on my
Oh,
Twitch.
okay, BT.
Yeah, it's on my Twitch.
You know?
I don't stream on YouTube. I only ever put up videos on YouTube. But yeah,
If you're on Twitch, go check out Miles. Miles do be doing the stream stuff.
yeah, I will be
Be
starting.
playing the games.
I'll be starting in like 10 minutes. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Later,
Thanks for having me.
Miles.
Thanks for having me, Rosa.
Bye. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, sure.
Me too.
See y'all soon.
Alright. Read the last bit? I can't remember.
I think it was Miles. I think. Or maybe it was you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
wasn't me. Go ahead, your turn.
I know it's early in the morning. I've stayed up all night. I can't sleep. I don't care if people see this. That's not the point. I just want the word to get spread so I don't suffer for nothing. I've lost the will to type about this. The less I dwell on this, the better. I think the video just speaks for itself. I did what you guys told me to do. I played the Elegy of Emptiness song at the first prompt by the game I was given. But I think that's what the game, or Ben, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm even humoring the absurd idea that he exists in the game, wanted me to do.
Wow.
He's following me now.
I was checking out at the grocery store today
Come
and the
out!
bagger was holding my stuff over
He's
the
following
shopping
me now,
cart and
not just in the
asked,
game.
"Sir,
He's in
would
my
you like
dreams.
to go
I see
out
him all
with
the
the
time,
cart?"
behind
To
my
which
back,
he
just
replied,
watching me.
"No thanks,
I haven't gone to
actually
any of my
married."
classes. I've stayed in my dorm room with the windows closed and the blinds shut. That way I know he can't watch me. But he still gets me when I play. When I play, he can still see me. The game is scaring me now. It talked to me for the first time. Not just using text that's already in the game, but it spoke to me. Talked to me. It referenced Ben. It talked to me. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it wants. I never wanted this. I just want my old life back.
Stuff like this doesn't happen to people like me. I'm just a kid.
And life is
not
a
even
nightmare.
old enough to drink yet. It's not fair. I want to go home. I want to see my parents again. I'm so far away from. Wait, you're in fucking college. What do you mean you're not allowed to drink?
The legal age is
Actually,
21, right?
Dumb question, right?
Yeah.
Right. Dumb question. I forget. I forget the people. Never mind. People follow rules.
Yeah, pay attention to the law.
I'm so far away from home here at this school. I just want to hug my mom again. I just want to forget the horrible statue's blank face. My original game file is back, just the way I left it before I was gone. I don't want to play anymore. I feel like something bad will happen if I don't, but that's impossible. It's a video game. Hunter or not, it can't hurt me, right? Like, seriously, though. It can't, right? That's what I keep telling myself, but every time I think about it, I'm not so sure. We got part 4.
Heck yeah, Jadoozable. Jadoozable.
Mocha, look over to the stream screen real quick.
Uh-huh.
Let me know when you're looking. Did you see it?
Wait, what?
Oh. Fuck. Oh, fuck.
Wait, what? What am I supposed to be seeing?
On the stream screen? Did you miss it?
Maybe? Oh, shit, I see it. Fuck. My stream is
Damn,
just
that shit's really
behind.
delayed up. That shit's really fucking delayed up.
Yeah, I got that middle of nowhere internet.
God damn.
Oh, yeah, Kuro, it's me. Hi.
Throw something at Rosa, please. Wait, what? Where's tits when you need it? I'm sorry. I'll add it one day. He landed on a flower.
Yeah.
Bam, poof.
Hello, sir.
Sure, I don't speak the language. Please translate.
Aw, boo-hoo. Why the sad face? I just thought I'd have a little fun with you.
Oh no! Now Link has a tummy ache!
His tummy is wombling!
Looks like some fucking like Berserk 2016 animation right now. What the fuck? Oh no, even Navi's against him.
This is so fucked up.
This is this!
Whoa, whoa, Skull Kid, wait for me, I'm still here! You! If I wasn't dealing with you, I wouldn't have gotten separated! I'll just go sit up! What? This bitch is going so fast! Hey, Ruthie!
Hey, Wittiha.
You shouldn't have done that!
Reverse terrarium. Mocha in chat gets nice. Huh?
What?
I want water.
Did you not bring any for the stream?
I already drank it.
Oh. Go get some more.
I don't wanna go.
Well, might just be true then. You shouldn't have done that. What the fuck is that?
That fucking, I can't tell if it's like an owl or a moth.
I think it's supposed to be an owl and his head is like upside down.
Ah.
Something tells me that we shouldn't have done that.
He farted! Watch out! He farted again! He like held his fucking butt cheeks tight that time though.
Yeah. Ben is getting lonely. Benny boy, where are you? There he is.
Oh, he's closer, that's funny.
Yeah. You will be given one last chance.
The fucking like high pitched like and like the fucking merchant guy. I was like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm sorry, I don't find the merchant guy creepy at all. That scared me, coward.
The merchant guy's whole thing is that he's supposed to be creepy, I think. Or at least that's how
Well,
it comes
the thing
off
is,
in the game.
Dude, every character in this game looks too derpy for me to be afraid.
Yeah, but like his concept is that he's just selling... He sells masks that basically encapsulate people's souls. That's his whole, like,
Ah.
shtick.
Jaduceable?
Jaduceable?
Let me just clear things up. I know you guys are worried, but Jaduceable is okay. He finished moving out today, and he said he's going back home. He's just taking the semester
I'm
off.
guessing it's OP.
I'm not really sure what happened. I have a vague idea. You guys probably know more than I do. I'm Jaduceable's roommate, and obviously I knew something was wrong with him for a few days now. He stayed in his room all the time, out of contact with literally all of his friends, and I'm pretty sure he hadn't been eating hardly anything. After the second day, I couldn't stay in there anymore, so I've been crashing at a buddy's place, only coming into my room to get stuff that I need. I tried talking to him several times, but he would cut me off or keep the conversation brief when I asked him about his strange behavior. It's like he was convinced something was hunting him. Yesterday, I came to grab my philosophy book, and he approached me looking awful, like horrible bags under his eyes. He handed me a flash drive and gave me specific instructions. He told me that he needs me to do one last favor for him. You know, this would be far more believable if it didn't have the exact same fucking, like, grammar and writing patterns.
Yeah.
He finally explained to me what has been going on, gave me the account info to his YouTube account, and told me that he's getting away from here. That it lured him to play it again instead of trying to change things, and that he shouldn't have done that. And to upload the footage and inform people what happened. I told him that he could do it himself, and he got this wild look in his eye and told me that he's never looking at that game again. And that's the last thing he said to me. He never even said bye when his parents came to pick him up. Never even got to meet his parents.
I honestly can't tell you what happened. When he spoke, it was kind of hard to understand him, and his fucked up appearance really distracted me. Man was ugly. On the flash drive, there was the footage of the game last night, a text document with his name and password for YouTube, and a third document called thetruth.txt, containing what he told me were his notes that he'd taken. He told me that this meant everything to him, that I follow his instructions exactly. Normally, I wouldn't be so to the letter for a request over a fucking video game, but the way he spoke and the way he looked made me know this was really serious, and I'm going to honor that. I've had this video since yesterday, but had to have someone help me use Pinnacle, and because that's not really my forte. After watching it, I had to go back through and look at his other videos on his YouTube account to realize what was going on, and even then, I'm really confused. The video I'm releasing tonight, the truth.txt, will be released on September 15th, just like he requested. I haven't dared peek at it yet, so the first time I see it will be the first time you all see it, out of respect for my friend. To answer your questions, no, I haven't tried calling him yet. I think I'll give him a call tomorrow to see if he's okay or not. He should have gotten back home by now.
About the video. In this video, I cut straight to when he loaded the Ben file in the game. Looking back, I realized that Jaduceable left the save select screen in because it said different names or sometimes. But my bad for that. But all it said this time was the same as the same at the end of the last video. Link and Ben, nothing different. I wasn't there when he played it, but it looks to me like in the beginning, when he first spawns, he's testing out his equipment. Or seeing what items he has or something, because apparently they've changed randomly before. Then after that, I think the game got too personal for him. Not gonna lie, yeah, I'm kind of a coward. Or more like a scaredy cat, I get jump scared easily, that's valid. That just means you have good reflexes.
Yeah. We need feet creepypasta. The toe winning.
Feety pasta. I think that's what you call it when like you get those like weird images of like people with like really long like spaghetti fingers for their toes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I always call those banana feet. Yeah, people always talk about how about how this game is so scary. Everything that I know
Big
about this game
creepypasta
is
with
because
Mocha
Hey,
Wen.
girl!
I watch Game Grumps
Eat
play it.
creepypasta with Mocha when? I don't know.
Oh.
What were you saying about Game Grumps?
Everybody knows this game for being scary, but everything I know about it is because I watch it when I'm going to sleep. I watch Game Grumps play it.
That's funny. I imagine it's less creepy when they're playing it.
Yeah, definitely.
It was kind of creepy when I was like 8. Dude, I can't think of any game that I ever played that made me go, oh man, that's so creepy. Oh, like, I can't think of any game that ever made me feel like that.
Hmm. When I was little and I played The Sims 3, it used to kind of creep me out.
When did Amnesia come out? I remember playing that on my laptop.
I'd say like
when I
2010s, maybe? Right?
Yeah, that sounds right. But I remember playing it, like, I can't remember if I played it when it came out or if I played it a little bit later after it came out. But I remember I played it on my laptop when I was in, like, middle school.
Yeah.
Like 2011, I think is when I played it.
I used to get creeped out by The Sims 3 because you could go to the graveyard and ghosts would come out and, like, haunt you. And that little me was afraid. That was enough. Oh, actually, there's another game I can think of. Have you ever played? You probably haven't. The Nancy Drew games.
No.
Do you know who Nancy Drew is?
No idea.
She is a detective character. There was a bunch of books about her, and then they made games. One game.
Okay, yeah, I follow. I reckon. It sounds familiar now.
Yeah, one game was you're staying in like a Japanese hotel, and there's a ghost haunting the hotel or whatever. And at some point you go into the girls' washroom and you walk up to the mirror, and the ghost is standing behind you in the mirror, and then you turn around, nothing's there. You turn back, and she's right there in the mirror, and then she like slams against the mirror and it shatters. That scared I vividly remember that happening. I was sitting in my kitchen on like the stool to the counter. I fell off the stool. It scared me so bad. I fucking like jolted off the stool and fell on my ass.
That's funny.
And I'm pretty sure I stopped playing the game right there, and I only played it again when I was like older.
That's so cool. What is happening on screen there? It was like gameplay.
It's gameplay mixed in with weird fuckery.
I thought that was you making the like weird fucking noises just then. I was like, are you fucking okay, Mocha?
I'm
Like,
actually
Jesus.
dying, yeah.
When I was like 12, I legit got scared with my shadow. That's funny.
Oh my god, same. I read this thing online where they were talking about how your shadow is like a trapped soul of another person. Made me scared of my shadow for like a week.
I don't know, man. I had a gun pointed at my face when I was 6.
Yeah, you had bigger things to worry about.
I feel like my perspective on like what gives me fear changed very quickly at a very young age.
Yeah, you don't. I imagine you don't have so like as many of those kid stories where it's like, yeah, I was scared of this stupid fucking thing.
No. The only thing I have is like I'm still afraid of roaches. I don't like bugs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Elmo! Inka!
It'll be our little secret, okay? Oh, hi, Homo.
Whoa, that's a really cool room.
Yeah, that's trippy.
That's super cool.
Oh, hi, Ben.
Farted again. And it keeps farting, and then it causes the fucking game cartridge to have issues.
Yeah. You can't run. See, they're all friends now. It's fine.
You guys so derpy.
Please help me. Nintendo 64.
So Rosa, I love creepypasta, so best of both worlds. Oh. Yeah, I've never like looked at creepypasta stuff before. Who the fuck's mad?
I don't know. I wonder if that's the guy's actual name. Alright, the final part, I think.
Wanna read?
Sure. Hey guys, Jadoozable here. This will be the last time you'll be hearing from me, and this is my final gift to you. These are the notes that I have taken and the realizations I've made. Before I delve into this, I want to thank you for following me and thank you for listening. It feels like the weight of a powerful burden is about to be lifted. By the time you read this, I won't be around anymore, but after spending 4 days with this maddening game, I have begun to understand what's really at play here, and hopefully after reading this, we can ensure that this never happens again.
There are things that I could not share with you while this was going on due to the circumstances to which I'll explain. With Ben blocking any attempt I made to try and relay the truth to you, I tried ever so subtly to warn you guys in various ways. Amidst the chaos and my delirium, I devised a make a barely noticeable pattern in my videos. In all 5 videos I've recorded over the 4 days, I've either had the mask of truth, interacted with a gossip stone, or the lens of truth equipped at some point. For you Zelda enthusiasts, these are all symbols of honesty and trustworthiness, and I would hope that one of you may have picked up on the reference. As I played the file, which I would name Ben, being mindful of how Ben was watching over my every move in the game, I made a point to avoid doing anything too obvious, but I sent out a hidden message for you guys. I never equipped the lens, nor the mask, nor visited a stone. It worked, and the video was uploaded. I prayed that someone would notice the pattern didn't apply to Ben. The tags followed suit too. I hope you guys paid attention to those as well. They were my little messages to you. Nothing big enough that would catch Ben's attention or make him suspect anything. With Ben manipulating and changing my files, I honestly hope that what you guys saw was close to what actually happened. But there was no way for me to know. Maybe a long read. I don't have time to proofread or make all of my research pretty. But here it all is.
Alright. September 6th, 2010. 11 p.m. Can't believe what happened. Not sure if this is some kind of elaborate hoax. Despite the fear, I can't help but be exceptionally curious about all of this. Who or what is the statue? A lot of questions here. I'm starting this document as a diary so I can keep track of everything. I'm typing up a summary of what happened so I can come back to it later.
September 7, 2010. 2:10 a.m. Summary was posted here. You can go back and look at my first post for day 4.WMV for that. 4:23 a.m. I can't sleep. I've been trying so hard, but the harder I try, I just get more restless. I feel like that statue is appearing whenever I close my eyes. Holy fuck, it's a lot of notes for one day.
Do you want to just do every 2?
Yeah.
Okay. 8:20 a.m. Didn't sleep at all. Just gonna start my day. I don't think I have the energy to go to class today. I'm gonna drive back down to talk to that old man, taking my buddy Tyler with me just in case. 1:18 p.m. Back home now. No sign of the old man. Really weird that he happens to be moving the next day, but maybe the for sale sign was up there yesterday and I just didn't notice it. Tyler wants to know what's gotten me all worked up, but I didn't tell him. Going to eat, feel like death.
2:46 p.m. Could have sworn driving back from Subway that I saw the elegy statue buried in some shrubbery staring at me go by. Now I definitely need sleep. 5 p.m. Don't think a lot of people would believe me if I told them about what's happening. I think I'm going to try posting this on the internet. I think I'll just use the summary. These notes are pretty sporadic.
6 p.m. Connected my capture card to my computer to upload the footage. Thought my computer froze for a second, made this strange popping sound when I hooked everything up, but now it seems to be working fine again. My computer can't die on me now. 7 p.m. Footage is finished uploading. The quality's a lot better than I thought it would be. Gee, guess this is a really special cartridge. I've never had it come through this clear before.
8:45 p.m. Thought I saw an icon pop up on my desktop that looked at the statue's face for a split second. Gave me quite a scare. Getting really unnerved and delirious. Gonna crash after this. 9 p.m. Begin uploading my YouTube video on an alternate account.
9:03 p.m. I don't remember having uploaded a Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines video last year. This was probably the account that I shared with a friend of mine last summer. I hope he doesn't mind me using it to upload this. 9:55 p.m. Posting my summary of day 4 with a link to the YouTube video. Gonna try to stay awake, but I am so tired right now.
September 8th, 2010. 10:48 p.m. I had a dream about the statue. I dreamed that it was following me in my dream. That I would be minding my own business when I'd feel my neck hair stand up on end. I would turn around. That horrible lifeless statue would be staring with those empty eyes right at me. Merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben. Power of suggestion, most likely. Never before had I had a dream that I could remember so vividly. 11:21 a.m. Really don't want to play this game again. I'm going to go back to see if that old man's there instead.
1:35 p.m. No old man, but I had an interesting conversation with his neighbor. I'll post the full thing with my summary of tonight's attempt at playing the game. Gonna wait a bit, though, and see if I can't dig up any more information on this Ben guy. 2:45 p.m. I've been getting random, inexplicable headaches due to the lack of sleep and keep hearing that song in my head. Also, it's flu season, so I need to be careful not to get sick. My immune system is gonna be shit right now because of that all-nighter.
3 p.m. 3:02 p.m. My computer just, on its own, opened up a text document and wrote the words hi and www.cleverbot.com by itself. What? Fuck. Isn't Cleverbot the,
Isn't that the, AI bot that talks back to you?
Yeah. It's this. Remember this?
Yeah.
Website looks... I remember?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot more, new stuff on it. Hi.
Why?
Why?
Okay, fine, fuck you. 3:46 p.m. I went to the website. It's one of those bot chatting programs. I think it's best if I just let the conversation speak for itself.
Do you want to be user and I'll be Cleverbot?
No, I'll be Cleverbot.
Okay. Hello?
Do you want to read?
What? I said hello.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear you. Hello.
Who is this, and how are you able to control my computer?
Who am I?
Right, forgot. You're a bot.
Do you really think that?
Listen, I know whoever's fucking with my computer can see my screen right now.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll wager that you're one of those IT kids who thinks he's tough shit. You know what you're doing right now is illegal, right?
Is it?
No shit. Are you familiar with the terms invasion of privacy? Get the fuck off my computer, kid.
I am your computer.
Cool story. Anyway, I'm calling DPS. You picked a bad time to fuck with me, kid.
Should I wait until you play the game then?
What?
That game.
Majora's Mask?
Yes,
How do you know about that?
because
Because what?
I did it.
Did what?
I played with you.
What the fuck?
Were you scared?
Who the fuck is this?
Ben,
The statue? You're inside my computer now?
yes,
How?
you connected me.
How the hell did I connect you?
Cables and cords.
How?
Tell me about yourself.
What?
Tell me about yourself.
What do you mean?
What is it that really scares you?
What the fuck?
Answer.
No!
Answer.
What the fuck? How the fuck did you just open that by yourself?
Advertisements. I am your computer now.
How much can you control?
All
What do you want from me?
to entertain.
You're stuck inside there. You can't hurt me? Eh?
Go play.
No, you can't hurt me.
Took you longer to type that.
So?
You're not sure?
If you're so powerful, why use a ridiculous website like this to chat with me?
Less messy, more structured. Fun.
Fun?
Yes. Tradition. I like it.
You think it's funny?
Amusing.
And my notes?
You may write them down.
Why are you letting me?
It is amusing to see what you think of me.
Window closes. Now I forgot which one of us was reading. Okay. 3:50 p.m. What have I done? I've invited it into my computer. I continue to write these notes, write my summaries. I feel like I'm a prisoner in my own place of security. I don't know. I don't know if I'm hallucinating or not. I feel like I'm fucking insane right now. I can feel it watching over me. Even as I type this, Ben is controlling everything in the game, toying with me, leading me like a sheep. But for what? What's the purpose? I know Ben
Creepy.
drowned, but
Basta.
why these hauntings?
Thank you, Conrad. Thank you for the 3. Appreciate you.
Thank you! What the fuck am I even doing? It can probably even see this right now. 4:35 p.m. Summary of Ben.WMV playthrough.
Ben called me to Cleverbot again. He tells me that he's sorry and wants to be free, and that I can free him. That just like how he got onto my computer, from the capture card he can spread, but he needs my help. He says I am special because I can help him. This is the first nice thing he has said. He promises to leave me alone if I do it. He swears he will. I don't know what to think right now. How can I even trust this thing? I'm terrified of it. But not saying that it was just having fun. It's twisted and fucked up version of fun. He's saying that the game is over. I do want it to be over. He says that he just wants to be free. That he's trapped in the cartridge in my computer and he wants to be freed. I don't want to have to deal with this shit. I don't know how long I can deal with the watching. It's watching my every move, every keystroke, every porn that I open. I have nothing private anymore. It knows everything that's been on my computer. It tells that if it wanted to, it could do horrible things to me. But it hasn't, so I trust it. Dude, it could send my entire history to my mom.
That is a fate worse than death. 8:01 p.m. Something tells me that I'm being played again, just like in the game. 9:29 p.m. Ben called me to Cleverbot again. I ignored it and went to go take a shower. When I came to my laptop, I was welcomed with an image elegy statue staring at me with those dead eyes. I don't want to talk to him.
Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you.
10:45 p.m. It's been more than half an hour and the messages have stopped. Ben has stopped. I'm beginning to think that Ben isn't confined to just my computer and cartridge. I'm beginning to feel something. It's hard to explain it. I've never been spiritual, but there's something different about the air in my dorm room now. 11:42 p.m. I'm beginning to see the elegy statue randomly as I search the internet in places I shouldn't. Places where he shouldn't be. I'd be scrolling down and suddenly I'd be staring at a picture of the elegy statue. Always the elegy statue. I don't know how much more of this I can take.
September 9th, 2010. My worst fears confirmed. Ben has tampered with my summary of Ben.wmv.
Ben has tampered with my porn collection.
I looked at the summary that I posted on various forums for the Ben.wmv file, and parts have been omitted. There's no mention of Ben existing outside the game. There's no mention of the Moon Children. How could he have been that quick to delete the post without me noticing? I'm wondering if maybe it appeared to me that I was posting everything. But in reality, Ben was posted his own censored version. Going to ask Ben why he did it. 12:50 a.m. He isn't responding to me on Cleverbot. It's just giving the generic responses it usually does. I'm just talking to a bot this time.
1:24 a.m. I think Ben is mad at me. 10:43 a.m. The Moon Children appeared in my dreams last night. They lifted up their masks to reveal their hideously disfigured faces.
Wait. Pause. Nerf says he's in the air, huffing pure Ben. Oh yeah, dude, he's just fucking inhaling that fucking spiritual Ben cock.
Yeah. Maggots crawling out of their orifices, sunken black holes where their eyes should be, a yellow smile that slowly grew bigger and bigger as they came closer to me. They told me that they wanted to play. I tried to run from them, but the 4 children pinned me down to the ground with surprising strength. Over them stood the happy mask salesman, announcing that he had a new mask that he wanted me to try. In his spastic, sudden movements, matching his in-game appearance, he took out a mask modeled off of someone's face that I couldn't recognize, a younger-looking face, and handed it to the Moon Children. Giggling, they lashed it onto my face, their horrible, broken bodies bouncing up and down. 2 of them held me down while the other 2 began to sew the mask onto my face.
You know what's actually fucking creepy that I kind of forgot about? I was playing Phasma last night with Kelpie.
Yeah.
And before we started, there was like a really loud fucking pop sound in my fucking room. It was so loud that the fucking mic picked it up. And Kelpie asked me, like, did you just fucking pop a bottle of fucking champagne or something? And I was just like, no. But literally, it was like super fucking loud. And I never figured out what that was.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was just a really loud fucking popping sound. Like, just like really loud, just... And I didn't... It was like, I don't know, it was fucking loud. I don't know how to describe it. I'm sure it's in the fucking VOD. I like look for it. But yeah, I never figured out what the fuck that was.
Huh.
And I'm remembering it now all of a sudden. I don't know why. Anyway. My shrieks and screams caused the happy masked salesman's face to turn into the most horrific smile I've ever seen. He sporadically moved around, examining this procedure like a curious doctor. In that impossible movement. I flailed around, but it was no use. My eyes rolled in the back of my head. Because of the pain, it felt so real. But I couldn't wake up. I couldn't wake up no matter how hard I tried. I couldn't wake up. After the mask was melded onto my flesh, they began sewing my legs together, then my arms. The horrific feeling of a needle puncturing your legs and pulling them in. I've done this in D&D to somebody.
Bruh.
Rupturing your Achilles tendons and tying them together resonated throughout my entire body. I tried to scream, but the mask was pressed so tightly into my face that it was my new face. And my new face had no mouth. It didn't make a sound.
Are you good?
I have no mouth, but I must scream. I tried telling myself in my head that I was dreaming. Tried telling myself again and again. And suddenly the Moon Children stopped and looked at me. They just stared. And the happy masked salesman slowly bent down and stared at me, inches away from my face, and grinned when he simply said, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Hee hee hee." Before the Moon Children resumed with increased vigor. They pounded their fucking mooncocks into my... Sorry.
They pounded me all through the night!
I couldn't wake up! It wouldn't let me wake up until they had crafted me into another elegy statue. I woke up sweating, crying, and shaking uncontrollably. I immediately ran to my computer, and went for Ben. I don't know why bathroom was what came to mind.
Is that usually what you do when you wake up? You run to the bathroom?
I think so,
Yeah.
I run to the bathroom and blow my nose.
Answer me, Ben.
Welcome back.
What is the point of doing this? Why?
Amusing to see.
How?
Fun to play. Fun to toy with you. Make you feel safe.
...
I wonder how you would have reacted
To what?
if I hadn't revealed myself and stayed hidden, only doing little things to play with you. Close out your windows, turn off your computer, move your mouse by itself, little things. Make you wonder if I am there, but you never know. Give you little hints that I am. I wanted to do something different with you.
You've done this before?
Yes, and I will do it again.
To who, Ben?
HMM.
Did you know Ben?
Won't tell you that information, do you?
How did Ben die?
You know.
No, but how did he drown?
Won't tell that to you.
Why?
It is reserved for another.
Who?
Another who asks. Advertisements.
When?
Later.
The window is closed. Is it me? Okay. I'm beginning to think that this thing maybe isn't Ben at all. In its sadistic nature, I wouldn't be surprised if it took the boy's name after it killed him. 12:04 p.m. My room is beginning to feel different again. There's something out there. I feel really threatened. Like there's something that's trying to reach out to me and strangle me, but it can't quite get there.
12:46 p.m. I think Ben doesn't want to play with me anymore. I'll play again. I'll play the game again, Ben. Can you see this? I'll play the game again. Please, just stop this. Please, please. 1:41 p.m. I'm going insane trying to decide what is real and what isn't. The Joker movie is playing in my head. Is Ben just playing a trick on me, or is this for real?
Is it real love?
Is Ben generating these replies, or are people actually posting them? Did I just see that screen flicker, or was it just my imagination? Imagine depending on the internet and trusting your eyes for your entire life and then being blinded. You can't rely on it anymore. You second guess everything. For the brief moments, I am looking at my responses to the videos. People were pointing out things that looked fake or photoshopped or whatever, and there's literally no way for me to know if Ben changed something on purpose to try and shut me up. Or if maybe those replies were just constructed by Ben to try and discourage me from even reaching out. See, I get fucking caught in an infinite mindfuck loop like this, and this is what has been wearing on my sanity and pushing me to the edge. I'm writing this. There's no way I'm even telling if anyone even cares as much as I think they do. Just another fucking trick. Is this whole document even exist? Is this whole document even exist? Am I writing nothing? Is this whole document even exist? That's gonna exist in my fucking vocabulary.
Is this whole document even exist?
I'm gonna need to adopt that.
Oh my god.
That's gonna exist if I...
Holy shit.
I'm gonna be in the middle of a fucking like lucid meeting, and like I'm gonna ask for like a document, and then they're gonna they'll be like, oh yeah, give me something, I'll send it to you.
Is this?
And then if it take even a second too long, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, boss man, is this document even exist? You're taking a long time there, Manager Coon. Is this document even exist?
Oh.
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Does Bruno Mars is gay? I does have to know.
Is this document even exist? Does it is real?
Here, let me move over for the people.
Oh my god. Am I writing nothing?
Oh. Okay. What is it? What's the point of playing? I die whenever I do anything.
You die because you can't figure out the secret.
What?
Thematic.
What the fuck are you talking about?
There is beauty in your suffering.
The window is closed. Ben is making me play the game again. It tells me that it has something very important to show me.
The cake is alive.
6:23 p.m. Summary of the drown.wmv playthrough. 9:09 p.m. Summary of children .wmv playthrough.
September 10th, 2010. 9/10/10. If this had happened a month later, it would have been perfect. It would have been 10/10/10. And then they would have made a meme about it.
Yeah.
11:52 a.m. The drown.wmv playthrough was up when I woke up today. I remember typing it up, but I don't ever remember posting it. He censored it again. There's no mentioning of the old man. I have no voice anymore. I'm only posting what he wants me to. I am the mask he uses to disguise himself as he lies. 11:55 a.m. There's an entire video summary of a video that I don't remember doing. Reading through the summary, this sounds morbid, resembling my dream from 2 nights ago, except on a far more sadistic scale. These moon children, there's something more to them. Almost as if they're another entity from Ben. Something happened last night that I can't remember. I'm posting the 4th summary into the forums now. Shadow of my chair moved.
12 p.m. Ben won't let me visit YouTube. I can browse the rest of the sites, but he keeps on exiting the window when I go to YouTube. Why? 2:02 p.m. I'm feeling the air start to constrict. I don't think I'm alone here. Whatever aura has been here is getting more violent.
2:44 p.m. I'm trying to contact Ben on Cleverbot. He's not responding. I just get the AI. 3:51 p.m. My ears aren't fooling me. I'm hearing the reverse song of healing. I keep hearing it.
4:23 p.m. Now I'm positive of it. Earlier I thought it was a weird coincidence, but just now I went to open my window, and 3 floors down at ground level I saw the old man. I'm completely positive I did. The same guy. He was just staring up at my window, standing in the middle of campus. If any students took notice of him, they didn't seem to acknowledge it.
That's where my notes end. I fled my room, taking the cartridge with me. I don't want to go into details of what happened. I'll lose my train of thought as I hammer out these last details. It's been roughly 2 days since then. It's my last summary in service to you. The final video you guys saw.
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
WMV.
Thank
you, Elmo! Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Does he?
Does Ben is drowned?
Does he? I does just have to know. The last video entry I made, Matt.wmv, began as normal. I was spawned in Clocktown as usual, and nothing seemed out of place. Determined to set things right away and play... Holy fuck. Determined to set things right and play the Oath to Order on top of the clock tower on the 4th day, I prepared myself. I sped up time and got to the final day, making my way to the observatory. As I got up to the telescope room and approached the astronomer, he would not let me look into his telescope. He told me that it would be cheating, and that I should follow the rules. Despite my repeated efforts, the game would not let me do the 4-day glitch. No matter how hard or what I tried working around the game and doing the glitch, but it was adamant this time. Regardless of if I simply had the illusion of free will in prior games, this time the game became more aggressive than anything I'd ever seen. It eventually told me to go to Iconic Canyon, where the game would end, and it would stop haunting me. Anxious and desperate to end this nightmare, I played the Song of Soaring and ended up there. I was told to check my inventory, that I would find the answers there to end the game. I arrived at Iconic Canyon and saved my progress at the owl statue. As I searched through my inventory, I finally noticed that I was missing a reoccurring song, the Elegy of Emptiness. Obviously, once I traveled there and learned the song, I suppose that was the last thing it needed before Ben decided it had had enough fun playing with me. Ben is a manipulator. He tries to fool his victims into security and makes you drop your guard like a Venus flytrap. He ensnares them. I'm nothing but a puppet to him. He enjoys seeing what kind of human emotions he can tap into by doing different things.
There's still some things about this whole experience that still don't make sense. But then again, I never was good at figuring out these things, and I'm not exactly in the right state of mind to. I'm giving you all the pieces of the puzzle for you to analyze and piece together the missing links.
I'm typing these closing thoughts on the library computer on campus, and I've emailed myself the notes I have stored on my infected computer from the last 4 days. I'm then going to combine those copy paste those notes with the closing openings that I've typed here on the safe public computer into one text document. I'm not taking any chances spreading Ben. I would not wish this horrible torment on anyone, and I've made sure to have my bases covered here. I didn't run into any problems with Ben when I was back on my computer trying to email myself the notes. Went right under his fucking nose. He has no idea what he just let me do. Had no problems opening the text document from my infected computer in my email either. I can't describe to you how it feels to finally be able to get the word out in this post. The nightmare ends here.
That said, do not download any of my videos or anything about my videos through a YouTube video, audio ripper, screen grab, whatever. I don't know how he can spread, but I know that just watching them on YouTube, reading my text, won't be able to allow him to spread, otherwise he wouldn't have needed my help in the first place. But I strongly recommend you do not take anything you see streaming online onto your own personal computer.
This will be my last posting. I'm putting up on this forum here for the world. If you see any further posts from me after today's current date, September 12th, and after the current time, 12:08 a.m., discredit them. It already has proven to me that Ben can access my account and password and manipulate my computer. And like I said, I have no idea to what extent it can do it. But know that it will do anything to break free. He is desperate. To ensure your safety, just forget about me, please.
And obviously this goes without saying, but from here on out, do not download any images I may have put up, any files, anything. This 5th day will be my last day. I'm going to burn the cartridge and then come back to destroy my laptop. Again, even though I don't even know you, this is sort of bittersweet for me. This semester I really didn't have any friends, or rather, I stopped paying attention to them.
But I suppose that's partially to blame because I am the genius who picked to live in a single. I suppose someone to get a hold of me and save me before I got too immersed into this game would have literally saved my life. However, it proved too much for me. I'm just glad it happened to me and I could get the warning out so that Ben dies here.
Lastly, thank you for taking the time to open this and open yourselves up to me by hearing my story. Despite maybe not believing me, you didn't have to do that. Really. You shouldn't have. Your support this entire time has kept me going, and now I'm finally free of this. Thanks again, Jadoozable. You ready?
I'm ready. The counter resets.
Doo-doo.
I'm glad you did that. Well, how do we feel?
We feel fine. That was an experience. I like how Base Connect's playing Demonologist the next thing that comes up.
Yeah.
My first time ever reading a creepypasta. And I'm cringing significantly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's neat, you know? Someone took the time to piece out this like story, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, like this happened. This is real.
Yeah.
What? And then like obviously like upload it in like a certain way and like all that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's fun.
The only thing
That
I
took a
don't
lot more
get
than 47
is
minutes. I
that
think
his
we're just slow.
roommate posted some of his stuff, and then at the end he said that he lived in a single.
You know why?
Because it's Ben!
It's Ben! no roommate! Wah! That's wacky. Oh my god, Ben's real.
Oh my god, he's
It
real.
was
He's in our computer. You watched the video. He's in our computer.
Oh no!
He's in the stream.
Oh
He
no!
has the
Mocha,
stream
wait,
code.
no, don't look at the stream!
Oh my god, don't look at everybody. Look away. Close your computers now.
Oh god! If I hadn't just done the fucking jump scare earlier, I'd do it right now, but I already did it. It's a really good one thing to read. Ben Drown is not the best first impression. That's fair. Someone mentioned before Annie96. Can we show you some creepypastas later? I know a ton. SCPs too. I mean, yeah. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. You got time, Mocha? You got time for another one? Maybe one that's not as long?
Yeah. We can do
guys
a
have
couple
any,
of short ones too if you want. I've literally got all day tomorrow.
Bet. Do you guys have any short ones, chat?
Smile Dog is shorter. Jeff the Killer.
Shorter or short?
Let me make sure. I haven't read all of these in a long time, so I kind of forgot how long they are.
All the popular ones are fucking ancient.
Yeah.
Wait, this is only from 2017? I guess like this is like when it's uploaded here, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was 2010 when it actually got published.
Yeah.
Dead
Bart!
Let me look. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't remember that this one was this fucking long. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you're good, you're good. Smile Dog is the one that got me hooked. What is Dead, too?
Smile Dog. I think it takes like 20 minutes to read. I think.
Because you don't know about, say, a park, it still can scare you on like this creepypasta. Wait, what?
Oh, it says 16 minutes of reading.
Even the Slenderman creepypasta is less cringe? Huh. Wait, which one?
Smile Dog is 16 minutes long.
Okay.
That one is one of the classics as well. I don't think Jeff the Killer is long either. If you want to hear or read the one that scared me when I was a child.
Scratch Man? It's the Scratch Man!
Skibbity boop bop bop da bop da bop.
Smile Dog?
Yeah.
All together?
I think there's a space.
This one, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
That boy's got beautiful lips.
Beautiful little
Beautiful lips on
teethers.
that boy. Wait, does this start like right away?
I guess so. I'm not sure actually. Let's see.
Look at those little teethies! I'm not gonna lie, I'm not exactly scared of a smiling dog. This doesn't sound creepy enough to me.
I didn't find it creepy either, but it's one of the classics.
Well, what was the one that you said scared you?
Jeff the
As a
Killer.
kid? Oh, dude, I remember fucking, when I was in middle school, like, I was like, why does this sound familiar? And I was like, oh, yeah, like, girls would, like, fucking, like, draw him.
Yeah.
And, like, sim for him. Yeah, girls would, like, draw and sim for this guy.
Yeah.
When I was in middle school, they were like, oh my god, Jeff's the killer.
Oh my god.
Wasn't there, like, two teenage girls that, like, killed people because of this?
No,
Wasn't
that
there, like,
was
a
because of
story?
Slender Man.
Oh.
Two teenage girls, they got together and decided that Slender Man wanted them to kill their friend. So they all had a sleepover one night, and then they took her out into the woods and stabbed her. But she lived. She didn't die.
Oh, okay.
She crawled out onto the road, and thankfully somebody was like biking by in the morning.
Okay. So there's two versions here. There's the I presume the original, and then the reboot that came out before the original.
What? Let me look here. It looks like there's a lot.
Who's the hang?
uh,
Jeff the Killer versus Slender Man.
I think just that one, just
This
Jeff
one,
the
the original?
Killer, I would assume.
2012.
Right? I would say so.
That's the first one that just says Jeff the Killer.
Yeah. There's
Wow.
so many like
Makes
different
sense.
stories made about him because like this one was fucking big.
He was popular. This is kind of long, dude.
31 minutes.
Bruh. Look at that boy!
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me when I was little.
I remember seeing this image a lot,
Yeah.
and I never knew what it was about. I was like, yeah, it's funny. It's a funny Photoshop.
Yeah, no, that gave me nightmares.
You wake up at 3 a.m., disturbed by some subtle shifting sound within the room, just on the edge of hearing. Popping up on one arm, you survey the room, looking for some source of the noise, hoping beyond hope that you won't find one. At first, your hopes are raised. Everything seems to be silent. Everything seems to be still. But it isn't.
Are we reading this right now?
Huh?
Are we reading this right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, are you at the very top? Because I think this is just the synopsis for the story.
Oh.
Oh, hi.
It doesn't start
I just
till
want to remind
it'll
you
say
that
the
You
Jeff
didn't
the
fucking
Killer
believe
water
that
today.
story
original
about
story or
me,
something.
right?
I just got super fucking like. You didn't believe the story about me, right? Thank you for the $1, Ben! Appreciate you. I got that. I also think I got a water redeem.
I forgot how stupid that photo was, bro. That was.
You know I have to write that down as
nightmare
Ben, right? On my
material.
fucking list, because I don't fucking know, Sen. That's I'll have to fucking write that down as Ben in my fucking notes. Congrats. You're on my phone now, Ben.
Oh my god,
now
Ben's on your
fucking deal my
phone!
fucking-
Destroy it!
Yeah. Ben, no, fuck no. I'm still fucking paying for this thing. This thing's fucking expensive. Fuck you, dog.
Ben's on your
Ben's gonna fucking enjoy all
phone!
my porn alongside me if he wants.
Fun fact, the original photo for Jeff the Killer is lost media. Nobody knows its source. I
What?
saw a video about that actually. Yeah, the original photo, nobody actually knows like the source of it because no matter how far back you go, you can find pictures of it, but like it's really hard to find like the actual source of the image.
Huh.
It's an internet mystery.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, new follower? Doesn't quite ring the same, does it? Thank you for the follow, Son Goku. Welcome in.
Here we go.
Excerpt from a local newspaper. Ominous unknown killer still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story.
I had a bad dream and I woke up in the middle of the night.
Says the boy.
I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled under my covers and tried to go back to sleep. That's when I had a strange feeling like someone was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There, in the little ray of light, illuminating from between my curtains, were a pair of
yeah.
These weren't regular eyes. They were dark, ominous eyes. They were bordered in black and just plain out terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth, a long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up. The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but said in a way only a madman could speak. He said,
Go to sleep!
I let out a scream! That's what sent him at me. He pulled up a knife aiming at my heart. He jumped on top of my bed. I fought him back. I kicked, I punched, I rolled around trying to knock him off of me. This is slowly turning into Mickey Mouse. That's what my dad must have been. The man threw the knife. It went into
I'm
my
his
dad's
dad.
shoulder. The man,
Are you winning, son?
the man probably would have finished him off if one of the neighbors hadn't alerted the police. They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the
Wait,
hallway.
stop, pause. I like to imagine that, like, the little kid's telling a story and then he stops. And he goes, Anyway.
Anyway, I heard a smash, like glass breaking. As I came out of my room, I saw the window that was pointed towards the back of my house. It was broken. I looked out to see him vanish into the distance. I can tell you one thing, I will never forgive that face. Those cold, evil eyes, and that psychotic smile, they will never leave my head.
Police are still on the look for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description of in this story, which is basically he looks evil,
Yep.
please contact your police department. God, I sure hope this fucking story didn't happen in some like hick fucking section of the fucking of America.
Oh my god. Jeff and his family and
Jeff and his
sorry,
family.
sorry, you go.
Oh, sorry. Jeff and his family have just moved into a new neighborhood. His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighborhoods. Jeff and his brother Liu couldn't complain though. A new, better house. What was not to love? As they were getting unpacked, one of the neighbors came by.
Hello,
She said,
I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself and to introduce my son.
She turns around and calls her son over.
Billy, these are our new neighbors.
Billy said hi and ran back to play in his yard. Well,
Said Jeff's mom.
I'm Margaret, and this is my husband Peter, and my two sons Jeff and Lou.
They each introduced themselves, and then Barbara invited them to her son's birthday. Jeff and his brother were about to object when their mother said that they would love to. When Jeff and his family are done packing, Jeff went up to his mom.
Mom, why would you invite us to dumb kid's party? If you hadn't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid. Jeff,
Said his mother.
we just moved in here. We should show that we want to spend our time with neighbors. Now we're going to that party and then it's final.
Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mom said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. He sat there looking at the ceiling when suddenly he got a weird feeling. Not so much pain, but a weird feeling. He dismissed it as just some random feeling. He heard his mother call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to get it.
The next day, Jeff walked downstairs to get breakfast and got ready for school. As he sat there, I'm here late, but I'm already loving these voiceovers. Do you want to join us and voice with us, Akane? You're more than welcome to. I love that.
Yay.
If you drop by and join us. The next day, what the fuck was I?
I think so.
Just got ready for school. He sat there eating his breakfast. He once again got that feeling. This time it was stronger. That's the urge to kill. It gave him a slight tugging pain, but he once again dismissed it. As he and Liu finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them. Only inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise.
Hey, what the hell?
man? What the hell, man?
The kid kid landed and he turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hands. The kid seemed to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. He appears in an Aeropostale shirt and ripped blue jeans.
Not sponsored. I would if I wasn't celebrating with Jin tonight, but at that time, would have. Well, at that time you would have me. I'd love to. Eee, what are you guys celebrating?
Oh,
Do let me know. Whatever it is, congrats.
yeah.
Well, if it looks like we got some new meat.
Suddenly, 2 other kids appeared. One was super skinny and the other was huge.
Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over there's Keith.
Jeff and Liu looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a sidekick to have.
And he's Tony.
That's not what that says.
It's our anniversary? Oh shit, congrats!
That is not what that says.
Oh, that's a Troy, my bad.
They looked over to the fat kid. Talk about a tub of lard. This kid looked like he had exercise since he was growing.
I'm Troy. I don't know why they call me Tony.
My name's
I
Troy.
don't know why they
It's
call
not
me Tony, man. My name's Troy.
And
I said the first kid, I'm Randy. Now for all the kids in this neighborhood, there's a small price for bus fare, if you catch my drift.
Liu stood up, ready to punch the lights out of this kid's eyes, when one of his friends pulled a knife on him.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'd hope you'd be more cooperative. But thank you, Elmo. Thank you for the 5 gift memberships.
Ooh.
Well, see, we must do this the hard way.
The kid walked up to Liu and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Now it was truly strong, a burning sensation. He stood up, but Liu gestured for him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid.
Listen here, you little punk. Give back my bro's wallet, or else.
Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife.
Oh, and what will you do?
Just as he finished his sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it. Randy screamed and Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand. Tony, Troy, and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy, Tony rushed him too, but Jeff didn't even need the knife. He just punched Tony, Troy straight in the stomach, and it went down. As he fell, he puked all over. Liu could do nothing but look at it in amazement at Jeff. Jeff, how'd you?
It was all he said. They saw the bus coming and knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing, so they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Liu made it to the school, they didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Liu just thought of that as his brother beating up a few kids, but Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. As he got that feeling, he felt how powerful it was, the urge to just hurt somebody.
He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help feeling happy. He felt that strange feeling go away and stay away for the entire day of school, even as he walked home due to the whole thing near the bus stop and how now he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore. He felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day was, and he said in a somewhat ominous voice,
I got distracted. I have a cookie. Who's talking?
Jeff.
It was a... What was the voice I did for him? Mom.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful day.
Next morning, he heard a knock at his front door. He walked down to find 2 police officers at the door, his mother looking back at him with an angry look.
Jay, if these officers tell me you attacked 3 kids, that it wasn't regular fighting. They were stabbed. Stabbed, son.
Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was true.
Mom, they were the ones who put knives on me and Lou.
Son,
Said one of the cops.
we found 3 kids, 2 stabbed, 1 having a bruise on his stomach, and we have witnesses proving that you fled the scene. Now, what does that tell us?
Jeff knew it was no use. He could say him and Lou had been attacked. But then there was no proof of it. It was not them who attacked first. They couldn't say that they weren't fleeing, because truth be told, they were. So Jeff couldn't defend himself or Lou.
Son, calm down your brother.
Jeff couldn't do it, since it was he who beat up all the kids. Sure, it was me. I was the one who beat up the kids. Lou tried to hold me back, but he couldn't stop me.
The cop looked at his partner, and they
powerful.
both nod.
Well, kid, looks like you're in juvie. I am the judge and executioner, apparently. Oh, wait!
Huh?
Wait!
Oh, sorry, I wasn't reading at it. I thought you were asking me to wait.
Oh, no.
Says Lou. They all looked up to see him holding a knife. The officers pulled their guns and locked them on Lou.
It was me!
Nice.
I beat up those little punks. Have the marks to prove it.
He lifted up his sleeves to reveal cuts and bruises as he was in a struggle. By the way, I can't get over this. The officers locked guns onto a fucking teenage boy with a knife.
Uh-huh. And they
That is
knew
awfully
that Jeff would get a year in juvie because that's how police work. They knew.
So that's a year in juvie
Son,
without any sort of proof,
just put the knife down.
said the officer. Leo held up the knife and dropped it to the ground. Put his hands up and walked over to the cops. Nelly, it was me. I did it.
Jeff had tears running down his face. Huh, poor bro.
Oh,
Trying
hi.
to take the
I
time
just
for
want to
what
remind you to
take
drink your
blame for
fucking
what
water
I did.
today.
Well, take me away.
The police let Lou out of the patrol car. Lou, tell them it was me, bro. Tell them. I was the one who beat up those kids.
You're making me think of like South Park with that voice. Jeff's mother put her hands on his shoulders.
JF, please, you don't have to lie. We know it's Lou. You can stop.
She
We
just
believe him
accepts.
immediately.
Jeff
We
watched.
believe him immediately for no good reason.
Yeah. Jeff watched helplessly as the cop car speeds off with Leo inside. A few minutes later, Jeff's dad pulled into the driveway, seeing Jeff's face and knowing something was wrong.
Son, what is it?
I was gonna say, I can never fucking, even if I did fucking kill someone, my fucking mom would never let the police just take me.
No.
No way in hell. Especially not without full fucking proof.
Yeah.
No way in fucking hell. Especially not as a fucking teenager. What the hell?
No, she just let it happen. It's Leo, don't worry. We all know it.
Yeah, dude, fuck. We never liked the second child anyway. Like, finally, I got rid of that accident.
Yeah.
Son, what is it?
Son, what is it?
Jeff couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father inside to break the bad news to him as Jeff wept in the driveway. After an hour or so, Jeff walked back into the house, seeing that his parents were both shocked, sad, and disappointed. He couldn't look at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Leo when it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind. 2 days went by, with no word from Leo at JDC. No friends to hang out with, nothing but sadness and guilt. That is, until Saturday, when Jeff is woken up by his mother with a happy, sunshiny face.
Jeff, it's the day.
she said as she opened up the curtains and let light flood into the room.
What? What's today?
Asked Jeff as he stares awake.
Wag Billy's party.
He was now fully awake.
Mom, you're joking, right? You expect me to go to some kid's party after?
There was a long pause.
Jeff, we both know what happened. I think this party could be the thing that binds up the past days. Now get dressed.
Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get ready herself. He fought himself to get up. He picked out a random shirt and a pair of jeans and walked downstairs.
He fought himself and he won.
He saw his
The only man
mother
that can kill the machine is me.
and father
I am the machine.
all dressed up. His mother in a dress and his father in a suit. He thought, why would they ever wear such fancy clothes to a kid's party?
What the fuck? Son, is that all you're gonna wear?
Said Jeff's mom. Advertisements.
Better than wearing too much.
He said.
He said.
His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hid it with a smile.
Now, Jeff may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an Sorry, that was dead. Now, Jeff may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression.
Said his father. Jeff grunted and went back up to his room.
I don't have fancy clothes.
He yelled downstairs.
I'm trying to turn the lumpy space guys. Just pick something.
Called his mother. He looked around in his closet for what he would call fancy. He found a pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it, though. He looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts, none of which go with dress pants. Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on.
You're wearing that?
They both said. His mother looked at her watch.
Oh, no time to change. Let's just go.
She said as she herded Jeff and his father out the door. They crossed the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. They knocked on the door, and at it appeared that Barbara, just like his parents, way
Look,
overdressed.
it's right across the street. There's definitely time to change. What the fuck are you talking about?
As they walked inside,
No, you
all
can-
Jeff could see
You
were
can
adults.
show up and then walk back. Change.
The kids are out in the yard. Jeff, how about you go and meet some of them?
Said Barbara. Jeff walked outside to a yard full of kids. They were running around in weird cowboy costumes, shooting each other with plastic guns. He may as well be standing in a Toys R Us. I want to cry, I miss Toys R Us. Suddenly, a kid came up to him and handed him a toy gun and hat.
Hey, wanna play?
He said, no kid. I meant to offer this stuff.
The kid looked at him
I
with that.
stab people?
The kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face.
Please?
Said the kid. Fun.
Said Jeff.
Said Jeff. He put on the hat and started to pretend shoot at the kids. At first he thought it was totally ridiculous, but he was trying to actually have fun. Might not have been super cool, but it was the first time he had done something like that. It took off his mind off Lou. He played with the kids for a while until he heard a noise. A weird rolling noise, and it hit him. Randy, Roy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on their skateboards. Jeff dropped the fake gun and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with a burning hatred. Fuck, what was the voice for him? My name's Randy. Hello, Jeff, is
He
it?
said.
We have some unfinished business.
Jeff saw his bruised nose.
I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you get my Wait, this is the wrong person. I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you got my brother sent to the JDC.
Randy got an angry look in his eyes.
Oh no, I don't go for even, I go for winning. You may have kicked our asses that one day, but today, not today.
As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him. Jeff pushed Randy off of him, and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming, and parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets.
My name's not Tony, but no one interrupts your guts will fly.
Tony said. Randy pulled a knife on
My
Jeff.
name's not Tony, my name's Troy.
Randy
But people
pulled a
call me
knife on
Tony.
Jeff and stabbed it into his shoulder. Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabs his foot and twists it, causing Randy to fall to the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Tony grabbed him.
Need some help?
He picks Jeff up by the back of the collar and throws him through the patio door. As Jeff tries to stand, he is kicked down
I just
to the
wanted
ground.
to help.
Randy repeatedly starts kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood.
Come on, Jeff! Fight me!
He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen. Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes the glass over Jeff's head.
Fight!
He throws Jeff back into the living room.
Come on, Jeff, look at me.
Jeff glances up, his face riddled with blood.
I was the one who got your brother sent to the JDC. And now you're gonna sit here and let me rot. In there for a whole year. You should be ashamed.
That accent. It started out as fucking...
You thought I was Southern, but actually, I'm from Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn.
You started out with him being like fucking Southern, and then he
Yeehaw.
went to Brooklyn, and then at the end he did British. Okay, Jeff starts to get up.
Well, finally, you stand and fight.
Jeff is now to his feet, blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets that strange feeling, the one in which he hasn't felt for a while.
Finally, he's up.
Says Randy.
I mean, finally, he's up. I'm back to Southern now.
Says Randy as he runs at
I
Jeff.
got a little bit excited there.
When I get excited, I revert back to my Brooklyn days. That's when it happens. Something inside of Jeff snaps. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking is gone. All he can do is kill. He grabs her.
His name is Killman. He has the superpower of killing.
He grabs her head. He pile drives him into the ground. He gets on top of him and punches him straight in the heart. The punch causes Randy's heart to stop. As Randy gasps for breath, Jeff hammers down on him punch after punch. Blood gushes from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies.
You have locked my power to kill now.
I punch.
Oh no, 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 oh no.
I punch you in the heart so hard it stopped.
I'm gonna punch in the heart so hard you're gonna stop pumping blood. Now you're dead. Everyone is looking at Jeff now. The parents, the crying kids, even Tony and Keith. It's Troy. Although they easily break from their gaze at point, and point their guns at Jeff. Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him, each shot missing. Jeff runs up the stairs. He hears Troy and Keith follow up behind. As they let out their final rounds of bullets, Jeff ducks into the bathroom. He grabs the towel rack and rips it off the wall. Troy and Keith race in, knives ready.
Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who...
The parents are nowhere to be found.
Yeah, they fucked off. Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Tony's face. Troy goes down hard. And now all that's left is Keith. He's more agile than Tony, though, and ducks when Jeff swings
He's
the
a swing
towel.
from the ground.
When Jeff swings the towel rack, he dropped the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck. He pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell down on top of him from the top shelf. It burnt both of them and they both started to scream. Jeff wiped his eyes as best as he could. He pulled back the towel rack and swung it straight at Keith's head. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile.
What's so funny?
Asked Jeff. Keith pulled out a lighter and switched it on.
My brain, when you read that, my brain heard lightsaber. I was like, whoa.
These kids have high tech.
What's funny?
He said.
Wait, oh yeah, this is Keith.
Yeah.
What's funny?
He said.
Is that you're covered in bleach and alcohol.
Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw the lighter at him. As soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited the alcohol in the vodka. While the alcohol burned him, the bleach bleached his skin. Jeff let out a terrible screech. Can I get a sample? As he got on fire, he tried to roll out the
My
fire,
face is on fire.
but it was
and
no
my
use.
skin's being bleached.
The alcohol had made him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall and fell down the stairs. Everybody started screaming as they saw Jeff, now a man on fire, drop to the ground nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and the other parents trying to extinguish the flame. That's when he passed.
They're just like kicking his fucking face in, trying to put it out. Trying to stamp out the fucking flame. They're like, actually, you got a little bit of fire on your eye there.
Yep.
Oh my god, how are they extinguishing this? They're not like whacking with a towel.
God.
I doubt they have a fire extinguisher, otherwise there wouldn't be a problem.
Oh.
When Jeff woke, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but he felt a cast on his shoulder. Stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but he realized there was some tube in his arm. When he tried to get up, it fell out. A nurse rushed in.
I don't think you can get out of bed just yet.
She said as she put him back in his bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea of what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. Honey, are you okay?
She asked. Jeff couldn't answer, though.
Or-
His face was covered, and he was unable to speak.
Do I look like I'm okay, Mom? Stay in bed. Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy confessed of trying to attack you, they decided to let you go.
This almost made... fuck. This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm.
You'll be out again by tomorrow. And then you two will be able to be together again.
Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were
Mom!
those where Jeff was visited by his
Leave me
family.
alone.
Then came the day where his bandages were to be removed. His family members were all there to see it, what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover of his face was almost removed.
Let's hope for the best.
Said the doctor.
The doctor?
He quickly pulls the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face.
Jeff's mother screams at the sight of his face. Liu and Jeff's dad stare awestruck at his face. What happened to my face?
Jeff said. He rushed out of bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of the distress. His face! It's horrible! His lips were burnt to a deep shade of red. His face was turned into a pure white color, and his hair singed from brown to black. He slowly put his hand to his face. It had a sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family, then back at the mirror. Jeff,
Sadly,
it's not that bad,
not that bad.
said Jeff.
It's perfect.
His family was equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching.
Oh yeah, I twitch it.
Jeff, are you
Uh.
okay?
Okay, I've never felt more happy. Heal. Look at me. This face goes perfectly with me.
He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking at it in the mirror. What caused this? Well, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity, snapped. Now he was left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know,
Doctor,
said Jeff's mom.
is my son alright? You know, in the head.
Advertisements.
Advertisements. Oh yes, his behavior is typical for patients that have taken very
Hi,
large
Rosa.
amounts of painkillers. Thank you, Possum! Thank you for the super! If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here, and we'll give him a psychological test. Why won't we give him one right now? Don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, well, thank you, Doctor.
Jeff's mother went over to Jeff.
Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go.
Jeff looks away from the mirror, his face still formed into a crazy smile.
Okay, Mummy. Wow.
His mother took him by the
Here's
shoulder and
money.
took him to get his
Say
clothes.
something cute, please.
Thank ya! Say something cute. Oh, wait, I have to edit out my sense of Nyana. Oh, fuck.
Can you be Jeff and sing?
I have to edit out my sense of Nya for 5 minutes. Wait, let me get my fucking... Gotta plug in my phone so it doesn't die.
Oh.
Wait. Also, well, Possum just puts you over 100, so you actually get the to pick a song for karaoke. Start coming up with a song. But let me real quickly get the clock. Cute or mean doesn't matter. That's okay. I got you. I'm gonna do the 5 minutes. From now on, all sentences have to end with nya.
This is what came in.
The lady at the desk, nya. Jeff's mom looked down to see the black dress pants and white hoodie her son wore, nya. They were clean of blood and now stitched together, nya. Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on, nya. Then they left, not knowing that this was their final day of life, nya. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom, nya. Sounded as if someone was crying, nya. She slowly walked over to see what it was, nya. Looked in the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight, nya. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks, nya. Jeff, what are you doing, nya?
Asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother.
I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy, nya. It hurt after a while, nya. Now I can smile forever, nya.
Jeff's mother noticed his eyes ringed in black.
Jeff, your eyes, nya.
His eyes were seemingly never closing.
I couldn't see my face, nya. I got tired and my eyes started to close, nya. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself, nya. My new face, nya.
Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane.
What's wrong, Mommy, nya? Aren't I beautiful, nya? Yes, son, nya.
She said.
Yes, you are, nya. Let me go get Daddy, nya, so we can see your face, nya.
She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep.
Honey, get the gun, nya.
She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife.
Mommy, you lied, nya.
That's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushes them with the knife, gutting both of them. His brother, Liu, woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it into Liu. Liu thrashed there, trying to escape Jeff's grip.
Shh.
Jeff said.
Just go to sleep. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, yeah?
Yeah. That gave me nightmares for a week when I was little.
It's so, like... I don't know, it's so, like, so edgy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, he was wearing his Aeropostale shirt and his skinny jeans.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you
want to know how I got these scars? Yeah.
Ah.
That's fucking great. Yeah.
Ah,
Ah,
beautiful.
I got like one more in me. Yeah. It's short.
Yeah, same for me, I'd say. Short one. Chat, can you name off some short ones?
How much for Rosa to write a crappy horror pasta? Yeah. I don't know. That would take a lot of time out of my day that I just don't have.
True.
Mocha's pretty short. Mocha's always been pretty short.
Hey. I'm like
Get
half
some
an
Linkin
inch
Park in
shorter
there,
than
yeah.
you.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, yeah, no, that's what separates me from the midgets.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Can't believe this.
Sorry. You're a midget. Yeah.
Get some Linkin Park in there, true. I walk this lonely road. I listened to that song today, actually.
Crawling in my skin. What if you wrote stuff to submit? Yeah. I would love the challenge. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I do have a Reddit where you guys can send stuff. Yeah. I'll eventually do a Reddit reacts. Yeah. Once it's more filled with content. Yeah.
There are men who hold on to their half an inch with less fervor than Ginny.
Yeah.
Candle Cove? Is that a long one though? Let me check. I will have a look.
I wasn't on the famous creepypastas list yet.
Hmm?
Oh, I don't have to do yeah anymore.
All the ones people are suggesting are like famous ones.
Yeah, Candle Cove's up there. It's got a 9.0.
Oh, Candle Cove, 11 minutes of reading.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's shorter than the one we just did.
Oh, it says estimated reading time 8 minutes.
Oh, maybe I clicked on a different one.
Is this it?
I think so, yeah.
Net Nostalgia Forum, television, local. Skyshale 033. Subject, Candle Cove local kids show. Does anybody remember this kids show? Called Candle Cove. Must have been a 6 or 7. Never found reference to it anywhere, so I think it was on a local station around 1971 or 1972. I lived in Ironton at the time. Don't remember which station, but I do remember it was on at a weird time, like 4 p.m.
Mike underscore Painter 65 here. Subject, Candle Cove local kids show. It seems really familiar to me. I grew up outside of Ashland and was 9 years old in 72. Candle Cove, was it about pirates? I remember a pirate marionette at the mouth of a cave talking to a little girl.
Yes! Okay, I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always kind of scared of him. He looked like he was built from parts of other dolls. Really low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll. Looked like an antique that didn't belong on the body. I don't remember what station that was. I don't think it was WTSF, though.
Jaren underscore 2005. Sorry to resurrect this old thread, but I know exactly what show you mean, Sky Shale. I think Candle Cove ran for only a couple of months in 71, not 72. I was 12, and I watched it a few times with my brother.
It was channel 58, whatever station that was. My mom would let me switch to it after the news. Let me see what I remember. It took place in Candle Cove, and it was about a little girl who imagined herself to be friends with pirates. The pirate ship was called the Laughing Stock, and Pirate Percy wasn't a very good pirate because he got scared too easily. And there was a calliope music constantly playing Calliope Mori. They really like Calliope Mori. Don't remember the girl's name, Janice or Jade or something. I think it was Janice.
Thank you, Jaren. Memories fled back when you mentioned the laughing stock in Channel 58. I remember the bow of the ship was like a wooden smiley face, the lower jaw submerged. It looked like it was swallowing the sea, and it had that awful Edwin voice and laugh. Especially remember how jarring it was when he switched from the wooden plastic model to the foam puppet version, the head that talked.
Mike Painter, 65 here again. Haha, I remember now too. Do you remember this part, Sky Shell? You have to go inside.
Ugh, Mike, I got chill reading that. Yes, I remember. That's what the ship always told Percy when there was a spooky place he had to go in. Like a cave or a dark room where treasure was. The camera would push in on Laughingstock's face with each pause. You have to go inside. With his two eyes askew and that flopping foam jaw and the fishing line that opened and closed it. Ugh, it just looked so cheap and awful. You guys remember the villain? He had that face that was just a handlebar mustache above really tall, narrow teeth.
Kevin Hart here. No, not the actor.
Kevin Hart! The Kevin Hart?
It's a big coincidence. I'm British. I honestly thought that villain was Pirate Percy. I was about 5 when the show went on. Nightmare fuel.
Well, hold on. Angel just said check art. Let me go look at the Ginny art.
Yeah.
That's so cute! Actually super pretty. Thank ya!
Okay. Oh, we got Jaren again. That wasn't the villain. The puppet with the mustache, that was the villain's sidekick. Horace Horrible. He had a monocle too, but it was on top of the mustache. I used to think that meant he only had one eye. But yeah, the villain was another marionette. The Skin Taker. I can't believe they let us watch that back then. Jesus H. Christ. The Skin Taker. What kind of a kid's show are we watching? I seriously could not look at my screen when the Skin Taker showed up. He just descended out of nowhere on his strings, just a dirty skeleton wearing that brown top hat and cape, and his glass eyes that were too big for his skull. Christ almighty.
Was this top hat and cloak all sewn up crazily? Was that supposed to be children's skin?
I forget what I made this guy sound. Oh, right. Yeah, I think so. Remember his mouth? Remember his mouth didn't open and close? His jaw just slid back and forth? I remember the little girl says, "Why does your mouth move like that?" And the Skin Taker didn't look at the girl but at the camera and said, "To grind your skin."
I'm so relieved other people remember this terrible show. I used to have this awful memory. Bad dream I had with the opening jingle ended. The show faded in from black. And all the characters were there, but the camera was just cutting to each of their faces and they were just screaming. The puppets and marionettes were flailing spastically and just all screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been through hours of this. I woke up many times from that nightmare. I used to wet the bed when I had it.
I don't think that was a dream. I remember that. I remember that was an episode.
No, not possible. There was no plot or anything. I mean, Lily just standing in place crying and screaming for the whole show.
Maybe I'm manufacturing the memory because you said that, but I swear to God, I remember seeing what you've described. They just screamed. Oh God, yes, the little girl Janice. I remember seeing her shake. The Skin Taker screaming through her gnashing teeth, his jaw careening so wildly, I thought it would come off of its wire hinges. It turned it off. I turned it off, and it was the last time I watched. I ran to tell my brother, and we didn't have the courage to turn it back on. Advertisements. I visited my mom today at the nursing home. I asked her about when I was little in the early 70s, when I was 8 or 9, and if she remembered a kid show, Candle Cove. She said she was surprised I could remember that, and I asked why, and she said, "Because I used to think it was so strange that you said, 'I'm gonna go watch Candle Cove now, Mom,' and then you would turn the TV to static and just watch dead air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pirate show."
That's crazy.
What? Oh, we should read the Russian sleep experiment tomorrow.
Hi, Jazz. Oh wait, I have read that one.
Oh, you have?
Yup, I do recognize the Russian sleep experiment.
That one was really big.
That one, I most definitely have read. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh fuck! I fucking just need the fucking thing. But I remember when I was in middle school, some kids tried to convince me that was real, and I was like, nah, I've been awake for that long. It doesn't work that way. Oh man, I most definitely remember that one.
Yeah. That one was the one that everybody was like,
they're
"It's
like, no, you
real."
haven't. They're like, no, you haven't. It's for real. If it did happen, you'd be dead. And I was just like, no. I've been awake for pretty long amounts of time, bro. It sucks, but it ain't like that.
Yeah.
I don't fucking sleep, man. Fuck. Alright, that was the fucking last one, chat.
Jazz, this is what I looked like on my donathon.
The Russian sleep experiment, that one's like... That one's long.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't remember the lengths of any of these. I can try and try and look at some ones for us
they
to
have an
read
audio
tomorrow.
version of it.
Oh.
That's kind of cool.
Hmm.
The kids are not alright. What's having that long? Actually, it's only 12 minutes apparently.
We could read Sonic.exe. Do you know that one?
I'm not super interested.
That one is silly, if I remember correctly.
I think we can read the Russian deep experiment. It's not very long.
Oh, nice.
Wanna read it?
Right now?
Make this one? Yeah, dude. Oh my god, you're so fuzzy.
Am I?
I like to imagine it's like I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Mocha, are you ready to read another one? Turns over to Mocha. And Mocha's
Microwave noises.
Yeah, she's just like. I'm just like, I think Mocha's had a bit too much horror for today. You know. Mocha started to become a fucking creepypasta.
Yeah, let's read it. This one I don't think there's any.
In the late 1940s, kept 5 people awake for 15 days using an experimental gas-based stimulant. They were kept in a sealed environment to carefully monitor their oxygen intake so the gas didn't kill them, since it was toxic in high concentrations. This was before closed-circuit cameras, so they had only microphones and 5-inch thick glass, porthole-sized windows into the chamber to monitor them. The chamber was stocked with books, cots to sleep on, but no bedding, running water and toilet, and enough dried food to last all 5 for over a month. The test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II.
I don't know how to talk in a Russian accent.
Do your best.
Everything was fine for the first 5 days. The subjects hardly complained, having been promised falsely that they would be freed.
This is not Russian. If they submitted to the test and did not sleep for 30 days. This is turning French, that's okay. Their conversations and activities were monitored, and it was noted that they continued to talk about increasingly traumatic incidents in their past. And the general tone of their conversations took on a darker aspect after the 4-day mark.
After 5 days, they started to complain about the circumstances and events that led them there, to where they were, and started to demonstrate severe paranoia. They stopped talking to each other and began alternately whispering to microphones and one-way mirrored portals. Oddly, they all seemed to think they could win the trust of the experimenters by turning over their comrades, the other subjects in captivity, with them. At first, researchers suspected this was an effect of the gas itself.
Hi, I'm an intern. I'm not from here, but after 9 days, the first of them started screaming. He ran the length of the chamber repeatedly, yelling at the top of his lungs for 3 hours straight. He continued attempting to scream, but was only able to produce occasional squeaks. The researchers postulated that he had physically torn his vocal cords. The most surprising thing about this behavior was how the other captives reacted to it, or rather, didn't react to it. They continued whispering to the microphones until the second other captive started to scream. The two non screaming captives took the books apart, smeared page after page with their own feces, and pasted them calmly over the glass portholes. The screaming promptly stopped. So did the whispering to the microphones. Advertisements.
After 3 days had passed, the researchers checked the microphones hourly to make sure they were working, since they thought it impossible that no sound could be coming from 5 people inside. The oxygen consumption in the chamber was indicated that all 5 must still be alive. In fact, the amount of oxygen 5 people would consume at a very heavy level of strenuous exercise. On the morning of the 14th day, the researchers did something they said they would not do to get a reaction from the captives. They used intercom inside the chamber, hoping to provoke any response from the captives they were afraid were either dead or vegetables.
They announced, "We are opening the chamber to test the microphone. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor, or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you your immediate freedom." And to their surprise, they heard a single phrase in a calm voice response.
We no longer want to be freed.
We no longer want to be freed.
We no longer want to be free.
Debate broke out among the researchers and military forces funding the research. Unable to provoke any more response using the intercom, it was finally decided to open the chamber at midnight on the 15th day.
The chamber was flushed of the stimulant gas and filled with fresh air, and immediately voices from the microphones began to object. 3 different voices began begging, as if pleading for the life of loved ones, to turn the gas back on. The chamber was opened, and soldiers sent in to retrieve the test subjects. They began to scream louder than ever, and so did the soldiers when they saw what was inside. 4 of the 5 subjects were still alive, although no one could rightly call the state of any of them in life.
The food rations past day 5 had not been so much as touched. They were chunks of meat from the dead test subjects' thighs and chest stuffed into the drain in the center of the chamber, blocking the drain and allowing 4 inches of water to accumulate on the floor. Precisely how much of the water on the floor was actually blood was never determined. All 4 surviving test subjects also had large portions of muscle and skin torn away from their bodies. The destruction of flesh and exposed bone on their fingertips indicated the wounds were self-inflicted by hand, not with teeth, as the researchers initially thought. Closer examination of the position and angles of the wounds indicated that most, if not all of them, were self-inflicted.
The abdominal organs below the rib cage of all 4 test subjects had been removed, while the heart, lungs, and diaphragm remained in place. The skin and most of the muscles attached to the ribs had been ripped off, exposing the lungs through the rib cage. All the blood vessels and organs remained intact. They had just been taken out and laid on the floor, fanning out around the eviscerated but still living bodies of the subjects. The digestive tract of all 4 could be seen to be working, digesting food. It quickly became apparent that what they were digesting was their own flesh that they had ripped off and eaten over the course of the days.
Most of the soldiers were Russian, special operatives at the facility, But still many refused to return to the chamber to remove the test subjects. They continued to scream to be left in the chamber and alternatively begged and demanded the gas be turned back on, lest they fall asleep.
To everyone's surprise, the test subjects put up a fierce fight in the process of being removed from the chamber. One of the Russian soldiers died from having his throat ripped out. Another was gravely injured by having his testicles ripped off and an artery in his leg severed by one of the subject's teeth. Another 5 of the soldiers lost their lives if you count ones that committed suicide in the weeks following the incident.
In the struggle, one of the 4 living subjects had his spleen ruptured and he bled out almost immediately. The medical researchers attempted to sedate him, but this proved impossible. He was injected with more than 10 times the human dose of a morphine derivative and still felt like a cornered animal, breaking the ribs and arm of one doctor. When heart was seen to beat for a full 2 minutes after he bled out, to the point where there was more air in his vascular system than blood. Even after it stopped, he continued to scream and flail for another 3 minutes, struggling to attack anyone in reach, and just repeated the word more, over and over, weaker and weaker, until he finally fell silent.
The surviving 3 test subjects were heavily restrained and moved to a medical facility. The 2 with intact vocal cords continuously begged for the gas, demanding to be kept awake.
The most injured of the 3 was taken to the only surgical operating room that the facility had. In the process of preparing the subject to have his organs placed back within his body, it was found that he was effectively immune to the sedative that they had given him to prepare him for surgery. He fought furiously against his restraints when the anesthetic gas was brought out to put him under. He managed to tear most of the way through 4-inch wide leather straps on one wrist, even though the weight of a 200-pound soldier was holding that wrist as well. It took only a little more anesthetic than normal to put him under. In the instant his eyelids fluttered and closed, his heart stopped. In the autopsy of the test subject that died on the operating table, it was found that his blood had tripled the normal level of oxygen. His muscles that were still attached to his skeleton were badly torn, and he had broken 9 bones in his struggle to not be subdued. Most of them were from the force of his own muscles had exerted on them.
The second survivor had been the first of the group of 5 to start screaming. His vocal cords destroyed, he was unable to beg or object to the surgery, and he only reacted by shaking his head violently in disapproval when the anesthetic gas was brought near him. He shook his head yes when someone suggested reluctantly that they try the surgery without anesthetic, and did not react for the entire 6-hour procedure of replacing his abdominal organs and attempting to cover them with what remained of his skin. The surgeon presiding stated repeatedly that it should be medically possible for the patient to still be alive. I think they meant impossible, though. One terrified nurse assisting the surgery stated that she had seen the patient's mouth curl into a smile several times whenever his eyes met hers.
When the surgery ended, the subject looked at the surgeon and began to wheeze loudly, attempting to talk while struggling. Assuming this must be something of drastic importance, the surgeon had a pen and pad fetched so the patient could write him his message. It was simple. Keep cutting.
The other 2 test subjects were given the same surgery, both without anesthetic as well, although they had to be injected with a paralytic for the duration of the operation. The surgeon found it impossible to perform the operation while the patients laughed continuously. Once paralyzed, the subjects could only follow the attending researchers with their eyes. The paralytic cleared their system in an abnormally short period of time, and they were soon trying to escape their bonds. The moment they could speak, they were again asking for the stimulant gas. The researchers tried asking why they had injured themselves, why they had ripped out their own guts, and why they wanted to be given the gas again. Only one response was given: I must remain awake.
All 3 subjects' restraints were reinforced and they were placed back into the chamber awaiting determination as to what should be done with them. The researchers, facing the wrath of their military benefactors for having failed the stated goals for their project, considered euthanizing the surviving subjects. the commanding officer, a former KGB agent, instead saw potential and wanted to see what would happen if they were put back on the gas. The researchers strongly objected, but were overruled.
In preparation for being sealed in the chamber again, the subjects were connected to an EEG monitor and had their restraints padded for long-term confinement. To everyone's surprise, all three stopped struggling the moment it was let slip that they were going back on the gas. It was obvious that at this point, all three were putting up a great struggle to stay awake. One of the subjects that could speak was humming loudly and continuously. The mute subject was straining his legs against the leather bonds with all his might, first left, then right, then left again for something to focus on. The remaining subject was holding his head off his pillow and blinking rapidly. Having been the first to be wired for EEG, most of the researchers were monitoring his brainwaves in surprise. They were normal most of the time, but sometimes flatlined inexplicably. It, it looked as if he were repeatedly suffering from brain death before returning to normal. As they focused on paper scrolling out of the brainwave monitor, only one nurse saw his eyelids slip shut at the same moment his head hit the pillow. His brainwaves immediately changed to that of a deep sleep, then flatlined for the last time as his heart simultaneously stopped. Advertisements.
The only remaining subject that could speak started screaming to be sealed in now. His brainwaves showed the same flat lines as the one who had just died from falling asleep. The commander gave the order to seal the chamber with both subjects inside, as well as 3 researchers, one of them named 3 immediately drew his gun and shot the commander point blank between the eyes, then turned the gun on the mute subject and blew his brains out as well. He pointed his gun at the... Wait, that is you.
He pointed his gun at the remaining subjects, still restrained to a bed, as the remaining members of the medical and research team fled the room. I won't be locked in here with these things, not with you.
I won't be locked in there with these things. Not with you.
He screamed at the man strapped to the table.
What are you? I demand to know.
The subject smiled.
Have you forgotten so easily? The subject asked. We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be freed at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your bed every night. We are... What is his accent?
Mm-hmm.
We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to the nocturnal haven where we cannot tread.
The researcher paused, then aimed at the subject's head and fired. The EEG flatlined as the subject weakly choked out.
So nearly free.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bop, bop, bop. There you go, the story's over.
Yeah.
Did I really get this chat bumping or what? Wait, what'd you do? I like people's feet when they sleep on the beach, okay? But they're all sandy. That's gross.
Nasty.
Well, alright. Oh, I will say I have come to a realization of something, and that is that we did hit one of the goals during this.
Oh.
We did hit the jump king and eat bean-boozled bean every time I fall.
Oh,
fuck. I have to do that now.
Have you
That's
eaten bean-boozled beans
fun
before?
stream. Never.
Holy fuck. Maybe I'm just like a weakling, but they fucked me up. Like I genuinely wanted to throw up, but maybe I'm just a weakling.
We'll see how I react. I as long as it doesn't kill me, I will like I've eaten dog food. Like on purpose. I got hungry. Well, we'll find out. We'll see how that goes.
You'll probably be okay. I'm just a baby.
With that classic chat, the one creepypasta I do remember having read growing up, having been shown to me, I think we are done. Hope you guys enjoyed the creepypasta read-along stream. Hope you guys had a good time. I hope you guys aren't fucking crying in your fucking chairs like little babbies that you are. I hope you can get some sleep tonight, chat.
Can I say something before we go?
What's up?
Yeah.
Did you fucking turn on your fucking microwave for that?
I looked up microwave noise on my phone.
Fuck's sake. Alright. We're gonna raid Tomoe. She's playing Pokemon Emerald? Like a
Ooh.
marathon.
I love Pokemon
Special.
Emerald. That's my favorite Pokemon
Tomoe was
game.
up for fucking 12 hours pretty much yesterday. Fucking counting to 20,000 for 12 hours straight.
Bruh.
So give her lots of love on my behalf. Go sub to her. She's a fucking trooper, right? If you guys think I'm a fucking workhorse, nah. She's literally a workhorse. Alright, go give Tomoe some fucking love. She deserves it. Over on the Twitch side, we're gonna raid Miles with us earlier.
Yeah.
So go give our boy Miles some love. Oh, and of course, thank you, Bear. Gotta give a shout out to good old Mokers, who has sat with me for this entire stream and read some horribly creepy pastas.
Oh, I was scared. I was shaking in my boots.
Oh boy. She was shaking in her Tims.
I was shaking in my microwave.
But, yeah. With that, chat, have yourselves a nice night. Do take care. Mocha, do you have anything to show?
Nope.
Oh, next time you're gonna hear from me is probably gonna be D&D on Monday. Mocha, I don't know if you're gonna be joining us for that.
Yeah. Come to D&D on Monday. Also, I might stream this month. We'll see. That's it.
Yo! Alright. And, I will see y'all fucking later. Have a nice night. Take care, chat. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye! Love y'all. Bye! Also, yes, Electric Angel, I think that would be really, really funny. The Catholic school girl fan art. That'd be great. That is all. Good night. Bye.